All right, Shalom, Yashar Ali, Abraham, Yabashama Shakal Shai. It is our duty and our obligation to praise the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob, the God of our forefathers who delivered us out of captivity, delivered us from our old selves. I remember me, I was a very, very not good person. And the person who Yahweh made me to be is, is somebody I'm continually grateful that the Father didn't take his hands off me for. So with that being said, we're going to read this week's Torah portion as we've been doing for years. Remember, the scripture says, he that endureth until the end, the same shall be saved. The scriptures tell us that he that endureth until the end, the same shall be saved. So let me know if we if the sound is okay. If it's okay, let's get a 7. If it's not okay, put a 3 in the room and I'll make some adjustments. But also, I'm going to pause. I just want to get a confirmation first. Man, this album has been in my head for the past, I'm gonna say the past 3 days. This album has been in my head, man. It's just an amazing praise album. So when I be thinking like, man, I don't know what to listen to, I always go back to praise. So with that being said, it's a 7. Okay, all praise. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is throw for that. Yahweh Shemar Lathah. This week's Torah portion is family. It says family history, but it's more accurately family antiquities. So there was a sister, Amala. Do you remember her? She had hit me up from Chicago, and she was like, "Can you teach me on Jacob and Esau?" And I was like, "Well, so right 7. Okay, kind. How smart that." So what I did was I sent a lesson on Jacob and Esau because I'm going to teach regardless. But for whatever reason, I don't even want to go into that. But the point is that looking at our antiquities, there's so much to learn. You got some Israelites who don't believe that Esau is the white man. You got some people who don't believe that, that believe that Esau are the Arabs. Hey, excellent job. Great job. Appreciate that. All right. And for those that's in the city gates, well, specifically my mashpachah, because the majority of the community are in Columbus. So for those that's in the city gates of Dayton, Ohio, we'll be keeping the Torah at Woodcrest. All right. So just hit me up, and then you can come and keep the Shabbat with me. But everybody from my family specifically is what I'm focusing on today. But if you even if not of my mashpachah, like Shalom Akmasha, you can always build with me. So anywho, long story short, I'm focusing on, edifying my soul. The scripture says, beware of thine own soul. All right. So with learning on our family lineage, our family bloodline, that's something that we all have to do. We can do it together. Like, remember, like a teacher is only here to help share information, and then hopefully like the students take it on and then prosper from it or grow from it. You feel me? So we have to also teach ourselves. Okay. So I'm a big advocate on teaching myself. Okay. So I want you to be an advocate on teaching yourself too. Okay. So we're going to start this week's Torah portion with Genesis chapter 25, and we're going to read through Genesis chapter 28. So it's 25, 26, 27, 28. It's extremely short. It's not long at all. So we learn about generations, and we also go into Yishmael. We go into Ishmael's genealogy also, which Yishmael is who we know today to be the Arabs. Okay. So one of my favorite books, Booyah. Antiquities of the Jews. Y'all always see me pumping this book, man. Y'all don't see me pumping, the Gospel of Essenes, the Gospel of Nazarites, Oaspie, all those trash books. Y'all don't see me pumping those. Y'all see me pushing antiquities. All right. So this is a perfect time to start looking at family genealogy and antiquities, because that's this week's Torah portion. Okay. So we start off learning about, now what we should have did was, when you knew the Shabbat was coming in, brother, you should have started studying the Torah portion in. You should have started researching, rehearsing, and actually looking into these things. So when it comes time, you can show some more information. All right. So you never get bored during the Torah. You never get bored learning the Torah, because there's always something new. Like it just blew my mind just listening to it. And then going through, also have these two Sephardim. They have to go back to their respectful places, but I have them with me. Okay, so to the Yasha Alim who donated these, I have them with me, so you can do your ministry on that. All right, and then here's the other one I want to share, which I talk about this a lot. All right, and I'm going to be pulling this up online today. Okay, And the reason being is because when we go into the names, we're going to have to learn like, oh, okay, so all of our names are important. All right. When I was younger, I thought I had a funny name, you know, and then like coming into the word of the Most High and understand it's like, oh wow, my name is beautiful, my name is powerful. All right. So we take on that characteristic of what Yahweh gave us. Right. Oh man, that's what's up, man. All praise, man. I don't like I was just listening to Carry On too, man. I don't know. It was earlier in the week, man. You know, but anywho, so salute to you. That's right. All praise, family. Shabbat shalom, family. Please hit that like button, man. That's what's up. That's love. Appreciate that. All right. So to go back into it, you know, we do what we do all week. You know, we learn our week. You know, our brothers are amazing, phenomenal, powerful musicians, street teachers. You know, from a very powerful school, of course. You know, salute. You know, we have to take time, and both realms matter. When I say both realms, I mean street teaching aspect. I mean the in-home teaching aspect. You know, the assembly aspect. What I want to promote to our people continually is to always feed your soul. Always feed your soul first. Okay. All right. Feed your soul first, and then that way you'll be able to help and be able to feed others. All right. Beware of thine own soul. Deuteronomy chapter 4. All right. So let me pull that up real quick, and then I want to share this with everybody because why? Because there's so many opportunities for us to bless and to help other people, but if we don't be mindful of how Yahweh has us operating first, then we could accidentally, you know, go into a ill distemperament. You know what I mean? Like we can go into an ill way of thinking. Okay. So let me share this real quick, and then prayerfully we can all learn together. That's my only objective. You know, I don't want to be nobody's nothing, you know, outside from, you know, a loving brother and you know, a fellow minister of Christ. All right. So check this out. This is Deuteronomy chapter 4, and it's verse 9. All right. So of course we're gonna read from, you know, KJV. We can go to the iBody. I'll read from there too. But check it. Yahweh says, only take, this is from the mouth of Moses. All right. Only take heed to thyself and keep thy soul diligently. All right. So sometimes if I'm unclean, you know, I won't teach, you know, because I know I'm Tama'ah. I won't gather, I won't assemble, you know. But I'll always try to have my mashpachah to teach, because there has to be a standard that goes out throughout Yasharallah. All right. We should always see Torah. We should always hear Torah on the Shabbat day, mandatory, because we've seen that this is what Yahushai HaMashiach did. All right. The master, he kept the Shabbat. We see that Masha, he stood and he read the Torah to us. All right. We see that Ezra stood up and read the Torah to us. So we can see this constant pattern. Now, all of the stuff that we do throughout the week, those things are important. Those things matter. Man, that bracelet came off my wrist. Dang it. I knew it, man. I'm not really much of a bracelet person, man, but I had a bracelet and it came off my wrist, man. Dang. I've been not wearing it on purpose so it wouldn't come off. And I'm more into armlets. Like I like armlets, man. You know, I'm an armlet warrior, man. You know, the scriptures, we can see these called bucklers. We can see these called bucklers. All right. Man, I'm so sorry, man. Because I had something in my head. I was like, okay, I'm gonna take that bracelet. I'm gonna give that bracelet to somebody else because I don't want to have it. And you know what I didn't do? I didn't listen to myself. I took somebody else's suggestion, and now it's gone. Man, see, and the scripture's telling me, take heed to thyself. I should have listened to myself. Yeah, Yahweh is just and good and true, man. So anyway, so I pray that it turns back up, and if it does, that I'm gonna do what I said I was gonna do. Dang it, man. All right, so the scripture says, take heed to thyself and keep thy soul diligently, lest thou forget the things that thy eyes have seen, and lest they depart from thy heart all the days of thy life. But teach them, thy sons and thy sons' sons. So this morning I was going to do a Facebook post and, you know, and kind of go in on the daughters, you know, just to kind of poke at them a little bit, because the women of Israel are actually our first teachers, you know, until we come into the age of about 20, to where we're known to be a man, to where the registry can be stamped on us. All right, 20 years old, we're able to go to war. Now we're officially men of war. All right. So the point of saying that is to say, we see that women are teachers. They're just not supposed to usurp the authority of men. When we came out of our mothers breastfed us. Our mothers said, don't do that. Our mothers, hot, don't touch. Our mothers said, kan, la'a, shalom. Like our mothers are our first teachers. So all of you women of Israel who have Yeladim that are under the age of 20, the reality is we can't do this as a nation alone. The men that are out there, doing the hardcore street teaching, putting their lives in jeopardy day in and day out, the men that are going, highways and byways, that's their job and their responsibility. And no woman should try to usurp that or do that authority. But when it comes to that in-house teaching, when it comes to that comforting, when it comes to that nursing, that nourishing, that mothering aspect, you women are our first line of defense. And without you daughters of Israel doing that, the work that the husband are doing will just fall apart. And let me prove it to you. Hold on. Hold that thought real quick. TORAH chapter 3, KJV. All right. So TORAH chapter 3 is very powerful. It goes into children obeying their fathers, children obeying their mothers. But there's a very special part of this verse I want to focus in on today. And the reason being is because I really want the daughters of Israel to especially as men, we got to not only encourage our, remember husbands, women are the weaker vessel. They just are. Yahweh made them to be the weaker vessel. But that still means that what we're supposed to do, husband, men, don't change. All right. We have an accountability, we have a responsibility, and we have to be accessible. You make yourself accessible. And then what happens is, what you see, to pay off in the end. All right. So ribs, follow your husbands, teach the children. All right. Be fruitful. All right. And then also be submissive to the authority of Yahweh. All right. Now watch this. With the husbands doing all the work that we do, the ribs doing all the work that they do, if we don't work together, then the work that we do, it can be hindered. All right. So watch this. Let's start with verse 1, and we're not going to read all the way down, just certain parts. All right. This is TORAH chapter 3, verse 1. Hear me, your father, O Yeladim, and do thereafter. When we see that word do, we know that that's Shemai. Like my father used to say, my father used to be like, you listening, but you're not hearing me. You ain't listening. You ain't, and I was like, of course I am. But I didn't get it. So to Shemai is to hear and to do. So hear me, your father, O Yeladim, and do thereafter what? That ye may be safe. For Yahweh has given the father honor over the children. That's why sometimes the children will dramatically respond to the father different. The mother could have said something 15 times, and here come Abba. Abba say it one time, and the baby their eyes start welling up, they start crying, or they in trouble because Abba said so, or because it's a different thing. Yahweh gave honor to the father over the children. But look what Yahweh did also, and have confirmed the authority of the mother over the sons. That's why I'm telling mama. See, I'm telling mama. Oh, I'm gonna tell mama, and he's gonna get in trouble. And you really don't want mama to tell Abba, because then you're really gonna get in trouble. So Yahweh set this in motion. Yahweh put this standard in place. He embedded it in us. He wove it inside of us to where something that we don't even really have to be told. We just know it. We just know it. All right. Now, let's skip on down. Let's get to the point. All right. Now look at verse 9. For the blessings of the father establishes the house of the children. All right. The blessings of Shalom Benatia, Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shalom, Ava, Ama, Shalom. Come. All praise. Come. Happy to have your attention. It's a blessing to see you on the Shabbat day. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Okay, Kaka, she kosher. Okay. So we see the scripture says the blessing of the father establishes the house of the children. So the labor that the men of the Most High do in Yahweh establishes the house of the children, establishes the mother, establishes the community, establishes those who see us. Oh, that's that one brother, that's them. Yeah, they be out there street teaching, man. They be, them brother. Yeah, that's that one man. Yeah, we know them, man. Yeah, so the Most High, he tells us the blessings of the father establishes the house of the children. But the curse of the mother rooted out foundations. So listen, if the husbands and the ribs do not work together, all the work that man go out there and do for the ministry, that the man go out there, that the man go out there and do for the gospel, mothers of Israel, we need you to step it up. We need you to read to the children, play the holy music for the children. You know, I like to watch certain shows on Netflix. I ain't gonna stunt. I like to watch weird shows. I like to watch horror. Sometimes I just don't get into certain stuff, you know. But when it comes to my attention of what the Yaladim are into, I might send them out the room and be like, nah, you know what? This is for me. My soul can handle this, you know. But for you, I want you to go and watch, you know. So the point of saying that is to say, you know, what we have to do is we have to keep in constant consideration that we're working this ministry together. Okay. So as we look at generations, all right, as we look at generations with this week's Torah portion, and let me get this, if anybody likes this album and you want to listen to it and enjoy it, all right, you can find it right here. All right. The album is called Monotheism. I'll get the link. All right. It's called Sounds of Sinai. Okay. Wonderfully amazing. This is a wonderfully amazing ministry album. All right. And it'll help you, man. You know, it'll help with staying focused, you know, with the scriptures. You go ahead and close that out. All right, let's go to this. All right. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Khan. Hey, Shabbat Shalom, Isaac Garcia. All right. Most I bless you. Keep you, make his face to shine upon you. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Now, Shabbat Shalom, man. I'm so happy to see all the family members coming in here, man. And I praise Yahweh because I know I have something to do. Yahweh made me to read the Torah. Yahweh made me to teach the Torah, to speak the Torah. Yahweh made me to study. I love studying and sharing information. All right. Khan, she almost, our Banash, she's learning how to move. And she almost moved in a full circle, man. So hallelujah, man. She's starting her journeys. And this is what I'm talking about. This is what we have from you mothers. All right, from you women of Yasha Allah, you know, may the Most High bless you and give you holy, righteous, and set apart seed. By Shema Mashiach Yahushai. May the Most High keep you and make his face to shine upon you. Hallelujah. So our mothers being our first teachers. So we need you, women of Israel, to help with the teaching of the Torah. Because when you go to not Flavius Josephus, when you go to, let's go to 2 Maccabees chapter 7, KJV. Khan, are you traveling on the Sabbath day? You can only go so far on the Sabbath, but not. All right. So, all right. So when we go to 2 Maccabees chapter 7, all right. Hey, man, cover up your body. Cover up. Modesty. All right. Shabbat Shalom. Khan. All right. All right. So when we go to 2 Maccabees chapter 7, we see that the mother was so powerful and so instrumental in teaching the children how to be in order for what was coming up. And some of you mothers are going to have to do this. You're going to have to prepare your children even unto death. All right. Even unto death, you're going to have to prepare your children how to obey Yahweh. Now watch this. This is the book of 2 Maccabees chapter 7, verse 20. But the mother was marvelous above all. Why is that important? Because we have to start giving more glory, honor, and reverence to our counter partners who are our fellow ministers. Why, husbandman? Because we have to build up not only our nation from the Yaladium, but if we're teaching the Yaladium, we're teaching the men, and then the women aren't teaching alongside or with us, then we're what we call hustling backwards. Okay. So we need you mothers to be, and I hate it when people say, Khan, but then you don't see the works, the fruit of their labor. So you have to do it. All right. As a nation, we need you. The mother was more marvelous above all. And we'll see that within this week's Torah portion when we get Genesis chapter 25. Okay. Because we see what? We see the mother of Esau and Jacob. And she set forth for the blessing to come upon our father by Shema Mashiach Yahushai. All right. So we can see that. So the Amayim have a very high calling, responsibility, and accountability to be responsible to teach the Yaladium alongside with their Adawan. All right. But the mother was more marvelous above all and worthy of honorable memory. For when she saw her 7 sons slain within the space of 1 day, she bare it with a good courage because of the hope that she had in Allahayanawa. Yay. Look at what she did. She exhorted. Let me see if I can highlight this. Come on, don't play with me. Yea, she exhorted every one of them in her own language. You see that? So this is what we need from you women of Israel. Even so you might be like, well, I don't know I body off all like that too good. Well, just say what you know. You know, I hate goo goo gaga talk to babies. You feel me? Like, I'll do that, but I'll say it in Hebrew. I goo goo gaga. I mean, your lot is smarter than us. Babies come out speaking Hebrew. So why not use your tongue that Yahweh gave you to speak the language back to them? All right, babies, ah, ba, ba, ga, 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 da, 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 ma, 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 you know. And then if you're not good at speaking I body off yet, just play with the sounds, play with the alphabet back to the children. And then before you know it, you'll be like, ah, ba, ga, da. You know, you'll be able to go through the Lashon Kodash, you know, pretty easy because you'll be used to it. You know, while I'm thinking about it, salute to our elder, Zaquan Karat Za'ala, you know, may the Most High bless his memory, you know, for him, the children of Israel. All right. So look at this. Yea, she exhorted every one of them in her own language, filled with courageous spirits and stirring up her womanish thoughts with a manly stomach. She said unto them, and then she started to go into her exhortation about how she didn't know how the Most High put them inside of her womb, but she knew that the Most High had made them. So it was all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh for what he had done. All right. Shabbat shalom, Amazakwan, hallelujah, Yahweh Shemar Latah. All right. So we can see that. We can see that it was the mother of Yasha'Allah. So you women of Israel, you do have a very powerful and important, you know, role to play, which can't nobody take away from you. It is what it is. Yahweh made you to be our first teachers. And then we go over to our Abayim, our Dadyam, our uncles, our fathers, our big brothers. And then from there, keep the pattern going. But we can't do this alone, okay? We can't do this alone, all right? So encourage, teach, help, all right? Don't give up, all right? Shabbat shalom, many blessings of Yahweh, love, joy, and peace. All praise, all praise. Greatly appreciated and received, okay? So this is a safe place, all right? We'll be teaching the Torah, and we're going to go from understanding, you know, that Ecclesiastes chapter 3, all right, verse 9. We did verse 1, verse 2, and verse 9. And then we're going to go to, we went to Second Maccabees chapter 7. All right, we read verse 21. All right, seeing how the mother had a womanly stomach, a womanly courage with a manly stomach, and how she taught her children. Now we're going to go to this week's TORAH, this week's Torah portion. All right, now I'm going to copy and paste this word in modern Hebrew, and I'm going to challenge anybody that knows our language, all right, or anybody that's learning our language, okay, can you say what these characters are, okay? And the easiest way of doing it is just break it down character by character. And then just like we learned when we were in school, sound it out, okay? Sound it out. All right, let's see. We do. It's such a hassle. All right. It's such a hassle trying to do that in Hebrew, man. All right. So this is this week's Torah portion. All right. So the pronunciation, all you have to do is sound out each character by character. Now, what I like to do is I'll take the Paleo, because I learned Paleo Hebrew first. So I took the Paleo, and then from the Paleo, what I did was I compared the Paleo to the modern characters. And it's like, oh, okay, that's that one. That's that one. Okay, that's that one. Okay. So you can do it too. All right. Okay. So I'm going to sound it out with you. The first character is ta, wa, la, da, wa, and ta. All right. So let me show it to you on the screen, Search. Let me show it to you on the screen. Okay. Let's do a screen share. Okay. Let's go to our Lashwan. Let's go to our language. All right, so the first character is ta. The second character is wa. The third character is la. The fourth character is da. The fifth character is the same as the second character. See, that's a wa. This is a wa. And the last character is the same as the first character. So it's a ta, wa, la, da, wa, and a ta. All right. So you just say the sounds together. Ta, wa, la, da, wa, and ta. Ta, wa, lad, wath. Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear the word? Wa, la, da, walad. Ta, walad, wath. What's walad? So we have the word yalad, which means child. So generations is what we're looking at. Ta, walad, wath. Ta, walad, wath. The name of this week's Torah portion, family history. Ta, walad, wath. All right. So let's type that down. All right. Ta, walad, wath. Okay. Ta, wa, lad, wath. And again, salute, blessings and honors to our elder, Zaquan Karata Za'ala. Zaquan Karata Za'ala, who was, I mean, I can't express enough how excellent of a teacher he was. Khan, Khan, Shabbat Shalom. Okay, Shabbat Shalom. You man, Khan, how you feel? Khan? Shabbat Shalom, Prince. Peaceful Sabbath. Is your Abba? Is he coming? All praise. All right, shalom. Tawaladwath. All right, Tawaladwath. Okay, so again, salute to Zaquan Karata Za'ala, who was absolutely super wonderfully powerful, meek, humble, excellent teacher, man. You know, so we love Zaquan Karata Za'ala. We praise Yahweh for the memorial that he left behind, and even for the fact that you know, a person like me who did not graduate high school. All right, I didn't graduate high school. You know, so the fact that Yahweh can use somebody as unworthy as me, you know, and teach me the language of angels, as the Jewish people called it when we were in Jerusalem. They were mad because we knew the paleo, we knew the ancient language, the ancient Hebrew, you know, and they were pronouncing it in the modern. They was mad, like, how do you know this? This is the language of angels. Right? We was like, because we the true Jews. It's our language. We had it first. Like, all right, play me up. What you about to do? Khan, when you get done, I need you to bring extension cord to me so I can plug up the charger so it don't die. Khan. All right, so Tawaladwa is this week's Torah portion. Let's go ahead and get to it. We're not going to waste any time. Okay, so I'm going to screen share, and we're going to bring up the Torah portion. Now, I want to bring it up on the screen for everybody to see for themselves. Yeah, Khan. Salute to you, Saint. Oh man, let me bring this up real quick. So earlier in the week, there's a brother who put a post on Facebook, and he said, "We are not Israelites, we are not Hebrews, we are Bantu." And that caused me to go on I very respectfully typed in his thread. I typed agents, you know, because that sounded like something an agent would say, that we are not the Israelites, that we are not the children of Yasharallah, you know. And the reason why I'm saying this because our brother Isaac Garcia, he just reminded me when I seen this post. And you know, we have to be wary of those who don't believe that the 12 tribes are who we are. And we have to be wary of those who believe that only Negro Israelites are, you know, only Negro Israelites are Negroes only, or Israelites are, you know, so-called native looking people only. All right, Jacob had 12 sons, and Jacob had 4 wives. Okay, and from these 4 wives, you know, we have a mixture of Negro looking descent and so-called Indian looking descent. So when you're looking at somebody and they're Puerto Rican, Cuban, Dominican, you know, and they have these different features. They range from different shades of brown to light brown, and then also from different shades of brown to light brown, and also with different hair textures. I'll give you an example. I have a son, I have a bond with a Benjamite woman who's Benjamin and Gad. You know, her mother and her father, Benjamin and Gad, mixed together. And I'm Yehowadah, you know, I'm Judah and Gad, you know. My mother from the tribe of Gad, from her father's side, which I had the honor of knowing him. It's not charging. So I had the honor of knowing, unplug that big one, you know, just get it to work, it doesn't matter. All right. So I had the honor and the privilege and the blessing of knowing my Abba Zaquan, Jerry Lee Morrow, you know, or Jerry Joe. I said Jerry Lee, Jerry Joe Morrow. I think his name was Jerry Lee Morrow. But anyway, he was Gad like all day through and through, you know. So with saying that, you know, and my father being, you know, Negroes from Mississippi, transatlantic slave trade, when we had our bond, I don't know why it's not charging. No, it's not a C typing. It's not a C typing. So our prince, Zachariah, you know, he has that mixture in between Negro and native features. You know, he's light skinned, he's got long, curly, wavy hair, you know, and my hair is, you know, all woolly like Judah. So we have to be weary, you know, whenever we're talking to these people and they're like, you know, it's based off of the DNA. No, it's not. It's based off of the curses. You know, well, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, they would have shared the same DNA. We know that. We agree to that. But Yahweh didn't say you would know who you are based off of, you know, somebody doing a DNA research. You feel me? So the point of saying all that is to say, you know, this brother, he started doing this Bantu teaching. I just want to make y'all, you know, be cautious when if you come across that so-called doctrine, that doctrine is terrible, you know, and there's no proof in it. You know, there's some stuff like I've been investigating it, and they have people calling on a different name. I don't know if you ever hear this name. I think it's Sanini Nanini or something like that, you know. But just Jerry Harden. Okay, all praise, hallelujah. Oh, Harden. Okay, Harden. Okay, hallelujah. All right, so so what we'll see is that, you know, there's always a different type of doctrine. There's always a different type of teaching. Stick with what you knew from the beginning. Stick with your first love, and we're going to see that. All right, we're going to see that in the book of Malachi, that Yahweh rebuked us. No matter why? Why? Because we went away from our first love. All right. Nah, I don't think this is working. That's why I asked for a different one. I don't think that one is working. All right. There was a white one, and the white one works. Con. All right. So we'll see that in the book of Malachi. In Malachi chapter 1 and Malachi chapter 2, Yahweh rebukes us because we went away from our first love. So Yasha Allah, be very mindful. You know, don't be deceived in these last days. Why Yahweh? All right. Oh yeah, Con, absolutely. They're right here. It might just be better if it was just used, you know. But so again, stick to your first love. You know, let me see. Let's go ahead and pull up the Torah portion. Watch out for all of these crazy doctrines, man. All right, you can't get past Isaiah chapter 8 verse 20. Isaiah chapter 8 verse 20 says, "To the law and to the testimony." All right, and that's your safe place. Okay, to the law and to the testimony. The law of the Most High, His law, statutes, commandments, His judgments, and to the testimony of Him that was prophesied to come, which is Yahweh Shai Hamashiach. All right, our Savior, our Deliverer. All right, the one who we know to be documented in history. Okay, I can't vouch for the Bantu doctrine. I think it's weird, but you know, I don't know everything either. You know, so I'm still investigating it. But I know I'm not gonna, and my family, we're not gonna be calling ourselves Bantu anytime soon. All right, because when I investigated it, what I seen was it was taking our people away from the truth, away from the law, statutes, and commandments. It teaches you to not believe in all of the Bible. Just like the Essene, so-called Nazarene, so-called, just like the Oaspi, you know, those teachings take you away from this original rooted truth. All right. All right. So Genesis chapter 25, KJV, Blue Letter Bible. We're also going to use Blue Letter Bible, Malachi chapter 1, KJV. And I'm also going to use Matthew chapter 10, KJV, Blue Letter Bible. So these are the three places that we're going to start our foundational teaching today. And this is a safe place, like I said. And if you're interested, if you want to know more, if you want to learn more, if you want to hear the word of Yahweh, all right, well, you know what to do. And tune in. You know, break out your own Bible, break out your own notepad, you know, break out your own Saparium, all right? So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to turn the Nagayana down some. And if there's any family members that were interested in getting this Torah portion to their community, to their family, all right, please share out this link. Share this link out throughout your Facebook communities, throughout your YouTube communities, all right, as we look at our family history, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and start with our screen share. And then if there's other family members or friends come in, make sure you salute them, you know, help them find out where we are also, all right? So let's go ahead and get started. Let me put it up again, just in case you all need to document it, okay? I didn't know his last name was Harden, man. That's a blessing to hear, man. It's a blessing to water, Alma. All right, so we're going to start at verse 19. All right, and remember, at the end of each Torah portion reading, what we do is we say, Kal Asherah, Debar Yahweh, Na'isha, Wa Nashemai, which means all that Yahweh has said will we do and hear. All right, so we'll start with Genesis chapter 25, verse 19, and it starts out with just the word that we just learned, okay? And these are the generations of Isaac, Abraham's son. Abraham begat Isaac. And Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah to wife. So something that I commonly teach my Prince Lamadia, excuse me, I'm going to have one of these because I'm actually thirsty. And I need some hydration. But so something that we taught last Torah portion, something that we taught was that Isaac was a virgin. All right, he was a pure man. He had never been with a woman all the way up until the age of 40. We've seen in the book of Flavius Josephus that he was 25 years old when he was taken up to the mount to be offered as a sacrifice, which Yahweh, our heavenly Father, was trying our father Abraham to see if Abraham loved him or if Abraham loved his son more. And it was proven that our father Abraham had loved Yahweh more. And that's the mentality that we have to have, okay? Genesis chapter 25 and verse 20. And Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah to wife, the daughter of Bethuel, the Syrian of Padaram, the sister of Laban, the Syrian. All right. So there's nothing wrong with calling yourself a Syrian because we are Syrians. Abraham was a Syrian. Rebekah was a Syrian. Laban was a Syrian. We are the original Syrians. We are Syrians. Okay. I'm pretty much, you know, watching the social media, how Hebrew Israelites is being in the news, and I think that's absolutely wonderful. But also, you know, let's be as wise as serpent and as harmless as doves. You know, you want to really throw them off when they ask you, what's your nationality? I'm a Syrian. I'm a Syrian. You know you Yasha Allah Banya Yasha Allah. You know you Yasha Allah Banath Yasha Allah. But there's nothing wrong with calling yourself a Syrian also. And Isaac entreated Yahweh for his wife because she was barren, and Yahweh was entreated of him. And Rebekah, his wife, conceived. And the children struggled together within her. And she said, if it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of Yahweh. And Yahweh said unto her, 2 nations, which is a very important word that's right here. This is where we also get the understanding of Esau and Jacob were not just twin brothers, but they were twin brothers that would bring forth 2 nations. All right. Now I'm going to get the Blue Letter Bible and I'm going to copy and paste it. So for those of you who would like to research it and you like to go deeper, here's the word that you can look up for nations. All right. Baba Kushara, please, your comments are welcomed. I encourage anybody, if you have something to say, bring it out, help the show, help to teach. Okay. All right. Even if you have a disagreement, bring it out, Baba Kushara. And Yahweh said what? He said, and Yahweh said to her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be departed from thy bowels. All right. And the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. Now, within the Bantu teaching, what I've seen was that us people, we're not the children of Israel. We're not the Hebrews. We're not the Israelites. That's what I've heard them say. We're Bantus, and that we are the elder brother. I wholeheartedly agree with each one of those statements. Brother sent me a TikTok minister and a TikTok dude. For now, I call them Hamites. I don't know who they are. I don't know if they just are. I'm not calling them Hamites because they live on the continent of Africa. I'm calling them Hamites because they acting like Hamites. They're not teaching the principles of Yahweh by Shemashak Yahweh. Okay. So that's why I call them Hamites. All right. I don't know how to close this. There we go. But what he said was that we are the elder brother. Well, according to the scriptures, the elder brother is Esau. Esau came out first. So this so-called Bantu teaching, for what I've seen, is doo-doo, is poo-poo caca, is trash. There may be some information in it. Yeah, there's some information in everything, but I don't feel safe to teach our people as a nation this so-called Bantu doctrine. So I'm going to stick with what we have. All right, I'm going to endure till the end. Okay. So don't be tossed with every wind and doctrine. Don't be a Hebrew flip-flop-alike. One minute you this, the next minute you that. I'm not doing that. All right. I can't be a double-minded man. All right. So let's read on. And Yahweh told her, said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. And the one people shall be stronger than the other, and the elder shall serve the younger. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. I wonder if she found out through a sonogram. I'm kind of against those. I'll be like, they be like, it don't hurt the baby. I'll be like, how you know? How you know that the baby? I think that's what it's called, right? A sonogram, where they do the thing on the belly to. I'll be like, how you know that baby can't hear the vroom, 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 or the waves? Because if it's sending out waves, and the waves capture a picture or an image, and we can't hear it, that baby is in amniotic fluid. That baby ain't even in his zone yet. How you know that baby can't hear that? How you know it's not, like startling or something? They be like, oh, the baby's active. How you know you ain't scaring the baby? Baby, I'll be thinking like that. But also, I think it's nice to think. It's nice to know that. We're looking at this. It says, and when her days were delivered, when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, surprise, there were twins in her womb. Okay. So I think that's interesting. So it's like to say, like, they didn't know before, or they knew when, they could have been like, it's a big baby. And she was like, hold on, something ain't right. We got 2 babies in there fighting. And the first came out red all over like a hairy garment. And they called his name Esau. Now, a part of the teaching that I know and teach is that we call Esau red for a few different reasons. One was because of the lentil soup. All right. Now, another reason is because of how he came out red all over like a hairy garment. And they called his name Esau. But there's another book, and this book, it doesn't go against, or it doesn't. It's a good book. I like it. It's very interesting to me. And you can find this book. Here's the link of it. I'm going to share the PDF. All right, and then salute to the Mashpachah, to the family who blessed. I want to give a salute to my sister, man, my minister in this truth. Her name is Ashwan Irab. Also, all right, yeah, radiation or something, right? Yeah. How we know that doesn't damage like something, in us? We don't know. Like, I prefer, like, I just want to do an all natural birth, in the water. We just I don't know, because if I say that, I don't know. I'm still processing it, but I want to do an all natural birth. Let the mothers, let the midwives, let the sisters of the community, and then I don't agree with everything that happens, whenever we go to doctor's appointments, so I speak out. I'm quite, I'm very open, so I speak out. But here's the link if anybody would like to use it to get this book, this PDF. All right. I, of course, would encourage you to purchase the book straight up. But the book is called The Etymologies of Isidore of Seville. Okay. And now I'm not very good with using the online. I'm much better with the book. Okay. The Etymologies of Isidore of Seville. All right. Remember this name, Isidore. All right. And he was the Bishop of Seville. All right. And he was a genius. Okay. So here, he's also known to be one of the original saints who was basically like the modern day internet. Like he was like the modern day Google, right? Like you can go to him and just get all kind of information. All right. But so I'm much better with the book. And unfortunately, I have volume 2 with me today, but volume 1 is the book that we need. And I want to show y'all something. Okay. So introduction. All right. So here's our table of contents. Okay. So here's our analytical table of context. Okay. So in it, we have grammar, rhetoric and dialect, mathematics, music, astronomy. This was a book that I used to help prove the point, to show that new moon is when it's inferior conjunction, or what people call the dark moon. All right. And the reason being is because of how it's worded to us, is we can see that new moon, from this time frame, which is an antiquity book, wasn't considered to be full moon, and it wasn't considered to be the waxing crescent phase, but more so the inferior conjunction phase, which is also known as the interlunar phase, which is when the moon is dark. And I was challenging brothers. Actually, brothers was challenging me, and I really, I don't be really wanting no smoke. But I mean, if it's presented to me, I don't run from it. I'm like, okay, well, if I believe this, then let me show you why I believe this. Okay. So within going into this book, this is information that I shared, even on the earth being described as a sphere. Okay. Not the earth being flat. All right. But, ancient, astronomers, the movement of the same sphere. All right. Okay. So this was one of those books that I still use to this day to help bring out information, even with the sun. All right. Understanding the moon. Okay. Now let me look down to this section right here. Interlunar intervals. Okay. So this was a word that was new to me. Interlunar intervals of the moon is the time between wane and waxing moon. It is the 30th day. There was this brother who thought he was going to be slick, and he tried to use the information I shared, and he misread this word. He said, it says that the moon is the 13th day. And I was like, brother, take a step back, reevaluate that word, brother. It says 30th day. So this word, it says, this is the 30th day when the moon does not shine. See that? So this is called the interlunar. All right. The interlunar phase is also the new moon. All right. So the point of saying such is to say, this is where this information came from. And upon researching this book, I was like, oh, okay, well, there's all type of, etymology information that we can share with our people. So if we can find this information, we can also find it. Will you please pick those up? Oh, they are. Put them inside the china cabinet for me. TORAH. Kind of TORAH. Oh, Salakli, I look like we're having technical difficulties. I don't know what happened. I'm going to close this window. Chrome isn't responding. No. Oh, no. Don't do it to me, Chrome. Chrome crashed on me. All right. So if it's still recording or if it's still viewing, I don't know. I hope it is. So what I found out was that within this Sapar, within this book, we were able to find information that, not just helped to prove our point, but it was like, yo, okay, so I'm going to antiquities. Let's go into antiquities and find out what do these antiquities say. All right, all praise. We back in. Yeah, all natural home birth. Right. All natural home birth. That's right. That's what the hopes are. That's what I want to do. All natural home birth. So the Tazawan Yahweh, when the father sees fit, man, the internet messed up on me. When the father sees fit, that's something that I want to do. And it might just have to be when we're out of this location, or when we're in the when we're also dealing with, you have to deal with women of extreme faith, to be like that also, because, they might be worried or concerned, and that's understandable. You can go to the doctor all you want to. At the end result, it's still going to be whatever Yahweh says is going to happen with the child. All right, but let's get back to this real quick. Con. So let's get back to this real quick. So the book, Etymologies of Isidore Seville, it not only shows us, such things as etymology, dealing with people, dealing with land, dealing with, molecules and skin, like it really goes that beautifully deep. But it also goes into names, all right? The names of our forefathers, our foremothers, all right? And that's very powerful. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch back, okay? And remember, if anybody wants this, I put the link in the room. I put the Isidore of Seville's link in the room to where you can just click on that link, and that link will take you to this book, okay? And you can enjoy yourself, all right? Just kind of get lost in information, get lost in wisdom, okay? So let me go back to it. Isidore of Seville's etymologies. Now we're going to go to vocabulary, human being, potence, births, fields, ships, provisions, stones, language, religion, military, family relationships. Yeah, this book is when I say it's deep, I mean it's deep. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's got so much information in it, and we shouldn't overlook this information. Okay, stones and metals, rural matters, wars and games, ships, buildings, clothing, provisions, and various implements. Let me see, buildings and fields, the earth and its parts, the cosmos and its parts, animals, human beings, the church and sex, God, angels, and the saints. So this is the section we're going to go to. We're going to go to the section that says God, angels, and saints. Okay. So hopefully I'll be able to find what I'm looking for, and it won't take too much time. Invisible, etymologies. All right. Let's say, so it starts with God the Son. All right. In the beginning, man, I'm hoping I might have to, okay, the Holy Spirit. Let's see. Angels, angelic, Cain. Okay, here we go. So let me see. I hope the screen share is still working here. Let me turn the screen share back on. All right. Screen share. And I want you all to see this. Have it for yourself. All right. So now this section that we're in is section 6. People who receive their names from a certain presaying, excuse me. All right. So we can see, all right, now look how it breaks down. Adam, right? Okay. Lamech means striking down, right? Y'all see that? Okay. Hagar, her name means alien. Now look at this. This is the section that we wanted, and I praise Yahweh by Shema Shagashah. But this is also proof that your brother's not just, I'm not a poly parrot, which was something my elder called me a while back. He was like, you brothers got to stop being poly parrots, and you got to, and when he said that, I was like, I ain't no poly parrot. But the point is to say that I research, I study for myself. I study to show myself approved. And And with that, you know, I can go to these books and actually show you where we find information at. So I want you to know this, all right? So this is section 33. It says Esau, all right? Now we're going to hold on to that, and we're going to go back to the Torah portion, all right? Oh, yeah, your voice can't be louder than mine. I'm teaching. Genesis chapter 25, verse 25. And the first came out red all over like a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. And after that came his brother out, and he took hold of Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was 80 years old when she bare them. All right. So now let's look at Esau real quick, and let's look at the understanding of his name. All right. And the first came out red all over like a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. All right. Now let's go to it. Esau is 3 named. Okay. See that? So Esau is 3 named is variously named for appropriate reasons. He is called Esau, that is red, so named for his stewing specifically of the red lentil. So there's some brews that's like, show me in the Bible where it says he had bloody red soup and blah, blah. And I was just like, come on, man, calm down. You know, just calm down. All we got to do is research. All right. So one reason he is called Esau or red, so named for his stewing specifically of the red lentil, for his eating of that which lost his birthright. That's one reason. Also, he was called Edom, which means bloody in Latin, for his ruddiness of his body. You hear that? Ruddiness of his body. But Seir, because he was bristly and hairy, for when he was born, he was all hairy as if with a hide. So he was named with 3 names: Esau, that is red; Edom, that is bloody; Seir, that is hairy, because he did not have smooth skin. You see that? So in section 35, we have Rebecca, which means patience. All right. Or she who accepts much. So this book is amazing. So if you really want to learn more about the names of our forefathers or the saints or even the other nations, or how did they get their name? What did their name mean? You have to go to what? You have to go to etymologies. All right. Wasn't that interesting? Wasn't that interesting, everybody? So I just posted it up in here. Okay. It's down here in the thread. You can see it. Just click on it. All right. It'll come up. Okay. All right. Esau is 3 named and is variously named for appropriate reasons. He is called Esau, that which is red, son named for his stewing specifically of the red lentil, for the eating of that which lost his birthright. All right. He was called Edom because, which means bloody in Latin, of the ruddiness of his body, but Seir because of the bristly and hairy, because he was bristly and hairy, for when he was born, he was all over with as a hide. Interesting, huh? So information is out there. And if we study etymology of words, why don't we study etymologies of everything else? Extremely interesting information. All right. So let's go back to Bala'ashiath, or in beginnings. All right. Genesis chapter 25, verse 25. And the first came out red all over like a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. And after that, Allah, Shaquat, just eat, because y'all louder than me. Y'all, you don't know it, but your voice carries, and I'm reading the scriptures. So your main priority should be listening to the scriptures. And you should be telling each other to be quiet and listen to Abba. All right. So Shemai la Tawara Pa'ain. So listen to the Torah time. All right. And after that came out his brother, and his hand took hold of Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was 80 years old when she bare them. And the boys grew. And Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field, and Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents. And Isaac loved Esau because he did eat of his venison, but Rebekah loved Jacob. And Jacob sowed pottage, and Esau came from the field, and he was faint. Now, let's stop right here. If we look at this, it breaks down directly who we are from then to now, okay? The boys grew. Esau was a cunning hunter, all right? A man of the field. Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents. Now, I have friends that I accompany with, and they're Edomites. They're Caucasians. They come from the Caucasus Mountains. They come from the mountains of Seir. They have different hair texture than me, different hair texture than us. When they get cold, when they get mad, you know, when they get emotional, their face turns flush, and you can see the red in their hands, the red in their face. They even used to call themselves rednecks. They dwelled in everywhere from the Appalachian Mountains to the high places of the world. They literally put their twin brothers in slavery. And even if it doesn't seem like it, they actually do have rulership and dominion of the world around us, even though physically, genetically, skin, all of that, my specific breed are more dominant. Now, I'm not the first to name off every single type of gun and all the different types of bullets. And this is a P22 AR shot. I don't know all of those names. All right. I'm a plain man dwelling in tents. Okay. I hate that we have to learn the ways of war, but that's how it is for now. One day we will have shalom when the king of shalom does return, which is Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. The fact of the matter is, let's just do it. Let's do a test real quick. I want to see something. All right. Now, I'm not saying everything works like this, but sometimes things do work like this. Okay. If we look at Esau, and it's so pitiful that they have all these pink, red people, you know, everybody's just Edomitish, you know, everybody's just Edomitish. All right. If we look at Esau, that's funny. He's dwelling in a tent. I get it. All right. So he's showing he's Jacob. He's dwelling in a tent. That's funny. That's hilarious. All right. This is what I was hoping to see. I was hoping to find something like this. All right. A man of the field. All right. Strong with a bow and, you know, doing what? Doing what Esau does. Out hunting. Look, I typed in the scripture and I just rolled the dice just to see, would there be a picture of a reddish man who was hairy with a weapon in his hand in the field hunting? What is that? A jaguar? What is that? A leopard? Hold on, let me just try something real quick. Professional hunters. Woohoo! Look at these. I mean, all I said was professional hunters. Now, I'm pretty sure that somewhere in there's got to be some Negro or darkish people. Okay, look. All right. But when you're looking at it, I mean, all I said was professional hunters. Man, they wicked as all get out. There's his brother. All right. There's a brother who did a lesson a while back, and what he said was that even the animals of the field know who the wicked are. You know, the world knows who the wicked are. So Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field, and Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents. All right. And Isaac loved Esau because he did eat of his venison. Esau went out there, he put that deer pee on him. He was like, the deer's not going to smell me if I smell like them. The deers won't see me if I put these bushes all over my body. If I make myself camouflaged. Goodness gracious. Because he did eat of his venison, but Rebekah loved Jacob, mama's boy. And Jacob side pottage, all right, like my brother Zephaniah, he's a wonderful chef. And Jacob side pottage, and Esau came from the field, and he was faint. Now, let me stop right here. Now, I'm not at this time promoting to read outside sourced books. On the Shabbat, I primarily say, hey, it's Torah, it's the Bible, and it's good to go to Flavius Josephus because his antiquities are very good. Now, I will say this. There's a book that I like to read. It's like an Israelite comic book. It's called the Book of Jasher. And in the Book of Jasher, now, and let me say this, in no way, shape, or form am I saying that the copy of Jasher that we have is the Hebraic copy of Jasher, because I don't think yet that it's been found in ancient Paleo Hebrew and entire scrolls. Maybe some portions of it have been found in the Judean Discovery Scrolls or the Dead Sea Scrolls, but it hasn't been found in entirety enough to where I can say this is a good book to where we can say it perfectly lines up with the Bible. Whenever you're reading Jasher, I call it an Israelite comic book because I can't prove that it's our antiquities. I will say this, it has a lot of very good information in it, and it's not a mysticism book like Enoch is. Like, I don't know how to prove anything in Enoch, but at least Jasher gives us names and dates, you know, and things that we can find, you know, like, okay, I can see that in the Bible. Where it's like Enoch is like, I have to have a vision to understand Enoch, you know, and it's not, and anybody that's like, they just blindly you can't understand Enoch like that because it doesn't precept with the Bible. All right. So I can go into Enoch all day and how it, you know, I can do it. I got the book of Enoch right here. Okay. Let me show you all something. And I won't be long at all whatsoever. This will be very, very brief. All right. Phrases of Exodus. This will be very brief. Now, let me show you the book of Enoch. This is all that has been found in Hebrew on the book of Enoch. It's literally 2 pages. All right. So anybody that's like the book of Enoch, they are reading an Ethiopic text that was given to the Catholic Church. And then the Ethiopic text, which is called Enoch 1, that's been what's reproduced and given out to the people. But the Judean Discovery Scrolls, the Dead Sea Scrolls, which were found in ancient Paleo Hebrew, that mentions the book of the giants, the book of Enoch, and astronomical book of Enoch is literally only 2 pages long. So they can miss me with that. All right. The proof is in the books. Okay. I have no emotional attachment to anything that I can't prove it. I'm good. All right. So the point of saying that is to say, when you read the book of Jasher, which, like I said, is like an Israelite comic book because it's like, you know, it's interesting. All right. When it gets to this story with Esau and Jacob, it says that Jacob was out in the field and he was hunting, but it actually says he had just killed a man and he was running from the police and he was getting back, you know, to his father's house. You know, he was trying to get back. All right. So that's why it says, but, you know, like I said, you know, you can come over and sit down. I mean, you got your support? All right, Con. All right, you can come over and sit down, Shemai Lava. All right, you sit over. You sit over. It's okay. Okay. So if I need to, I'm gonna have you read for me, Con. All right, just Shemai Lava behind. All right. All right. And Jacob sowed pottage, and Esau came from the field. Now we see here in the Torah and TORAH, it doesn't say, you know, where he came from. All right. But there may be other historical annals that say what he was doing. All right. Or where he came from. Okay. And Esau came from the field and he was faint. So I'm going to leave it what the Torah says. It just says he came from the field and he was faint. And Esau said to Jacob, feed me. You know what I might do on the first day of the week, since it's not the Shabbat. You know, I might pull up those other animals and then share them with the people, and then you get your own opinion. All right. And Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom. And that's the same thing that we seen, all right, when we was reading it from Isidore of Seville. Okay. Esau, that is red, named from the stewage, specifically the red lentil. All right. Specifically from the red lentil. All right. All right. From the eating of which he lost his birthright. So, therefore, his name was called Edom. And Jacob said, sell me this day thy birthright. So our father said, yeah, you can have some of this soup, but you got to give me your birthright. Everybody knows this story. It's ridiculous. Esau, the Edomites, their father sold their birthright, which was the rulership of the whole world, for a bowl of soup. That's not a good deal. Is that a good deal? It's not a good deal. You'll be king when you get older, and your children will rule the world. And you know that. But then you don't care about the birthright because Esau genuinely, honestly thought he was just going to take it back. That's called a thief. That's a dishonest person. That's a deal breaker. And we see that the North American Indians, let's Google something real quick. How many treaties were broken with the North American Indians and the Europeans? Now, this says nearly 370 times. All right. But we know over 500. All right. I know of over 500. All right. From 1778 to 1871, the United States signed some, and trying to lower the numbers, 368 treaties with various indigenous peoples across the Northern American continent and broke every single one of them. They are deal breakers. That's what they've done in the past. So you can't get mad if someone's reading the Bible and bringing out historical evidence, you know, and saying this lines up with this lines up with this. You know, these people have done this throughout history. Can't get mad about that because it's true. They have. And we're going to see the start of that began with Esau breaking his deal and trying to get the birthright back that he sold to his twin brother. And Jacob said, sell me this day thy birthright. And Esau said, behold, I am at the point to die. What profit shall this birthright be to me? So Esau had to be doing something to where he was exerting himself. Esau knew how to hunt. Esau knew how to prepare food when he went out to stay out for days. Esau knew how to trap animals and bring back enough food to where he had strength and energy. So here's my question. What was Esau doing to where he said, I am at the point to die? And what profit shall this birthright do to me? So this story had to be something different to where it wasn't just he was just out hunting. Esau knew how to take care of himself. So that's why I think that the narrative that's in Hasapati Ashar, or in the book of Jasher, that's why I think that narrative may have some validity to it because of this statement right here in the verse 32. But we'll get to that later. And Jacob said, swear to me this day. And he swore unto him, and he sold his birthright unto Jacob. Hallelujah. Then Jacob gave Esau bread and pottage of lentils, and he did eat and drink and rose up and went his way. Thus Esau despised his birthright. Repeat after me. Kal Asherah, the body Yahweh, Na'isha, wa Nashamai. All that Yahweh has said, will we do and hear. So we see the birthright, the bloodline, Esau, Jacob, the lineage, the despising of the birthright. All right. Didn't Esau reside in Mount? Absolutely. Absolutely. Esau resided in Mount Seir. Absolutely. Hallelujah. So again, let me share this again. Shalom. One West salute to you, Saint. All right. So let me share with you all this again. And again, this is the book where we also got the information proving that the interlunar time frame, the time where the moon cannot be seen, is the time frame of new moon. And then she goes to her next phase, which is waxing crescent. The same book is called, and I shared the link. Let me share the link again. All right. Isidore of Seville's Etymologies. Excellent, excellent book, especially for anybody who truly likes to study. If you truly like to study and you like to show and prove and be like, yo, where can I find information at? Or where can I find more information on that? The scripture says, ask thy fathers and they will tell thee, thy elders and they will show thee, right? So we got to go back to the early church fathers to learn a lot of information. All right. So it says Esau is three named and is variously named for the appropriate reasons. He is called Esau, that is red, so named for the stewage specifically of the red lentil, for the eating of which he lost his birthright. Also, he was called Edom, which means bloody in Latin, for the ruddiness of his body. But Seir, because he was bristly and hairy, for when he was born, he was all hairy as if with an hide. Okay, so we shared the same information in the post already. All right, it's in the back chat. So if anybody wants to see it, you can copy paste it. I shared the link so you can go back and look at that information also. Okay, and another thing that's so wonderful and interesting about this is that it's not hard to see who is who in the Bible. Like, we haven't went away. You know, there's people that are performing the same acts that our forefathers performed in the Bible, such as the children of Israel. I need some wax. I need some wax, or I need some Vaseline. I need, man. I just feel like my beard. My beard needs some replenishment, man. All right. Peace you always, diligent house of Karatazaya. Shabbat shalom. That's the same way I feel about you, Kataria. All right. And you know what's so crazy about it is working to be consistent and diligent when you don't have consistency around you, or when you don't have consistency in the world. But it's always going to be like that. It's always going to be to where consistency or environments or people are going to not be, as diligent. And what we have to do is take the extra step to say, I'm going to do what I'm supposed to do, and watch how it works things out for me. If he works things out for you, he's going to work things out for the people around you, right? All praise the Most High, right? So salute to you for your consistency and your diligence, Kataria, all right? The water. All right, so let's get back. Let's get back to the Torah. All right, so let's now get to Genesis chapter 26. And then we also have Josephus' Antiquities of the Jews pulled up, okay? So we have Flavius Josephus' Antiquities of the Jews. So when we get ready, I guess we can go ahead and do it now. Here, I can copy, paste, and share this link also. All right, and then you all can have this link also. This is Josephus. This is Josephus's account of the birth of Esau and Jacob. Okay. All right. And it starts at Antiquities of the Jews, book number 1, chapter 18. Okay. So doing this research, helping out as a nation to share with our women, our children, and our people, it's a blessing to you for doing your work. All right. Because remember, we're going to be judged based off of our, based off of our works. We're going to receive what we put out. Now, check this out. I'm going to read this real quick just to give you all a kind of like a teaser of it. And then you can read it for yourself and then, be more edified. Now, this is Genesis chapter 25. All right. But we're reading it from Josephus's account. Now, Isaac's wife proved with child after the death of Abraham. And when her belly was greatly burthened, Isaac was very anxious and inquired of Alahiah, who answered that Rebekah should bear twins and that 2 nations should take the names of those 2 sons. And that isn't that a big, beautiful jewel right from the beginning? And that 2 nations would take the names of those 2 sons. Wow, that's amazing. And that he who appeared the second should excel the elder. Well, that will be us. Accordingly, she, in a little time, as Alahiah had foretold, bare twins, and the elder of whom from his head to his feet was very rough and hairy, but the younger took hold of his heel as they were in the birth. Now, the father loved the elder, who was called Esau, a name agreeable to his roughness, for the Hebrews called such hairy roughness Esau or Seir. But Jacob the younger was best loved by his mother. All praise the Most High. All right. So it goes on, of course, and it goes into the story of how the birthright, went down. And we'll read this in a little bit, but let's go back to the Torah. All right. So I'll just get it highlighted ready for us. All right. And again, we're in a safe place. So let's I'm going to play this Nagayana, man, so we have some little environment music. So we're in a safe place. So this is a Torah portion teaching that the Elijim can listen to. Husbands, if you allow your ribs, if you allow your children to adhere, this is a safe Torah portion teaching. All right. So let's get to it. So when I mean safe, what I mean to say safe for me. Okay. I'm not going to be going in. I ain't gonna be like, I'm not doing that on this Torah portion. All right. So I say. All right, but just let's read to the people. All right, so Genesis chapter 26, verse 1, and now let's read. And there was a famine in the land, besides the first famine that was in the days of Abraham. And Isaac went unto Abimelech, king of the Philistines, unto Gerar. Hold on, I got a question. Who messed up my room downstairs? Who's playing in my room? Do you know? My bed is all disheveled. My clothes are on the floor. The stuff that was on my bed is on the floor. Who's playing in my room? We can talk about it after the step out. All right. But my stuff should be respected, man. All right. Esau, the Esau of my dummy, his shirt is tore. I had that shirt for like maybe 5 years on that dummy. I didn't give nobody permission to tear that shirt. My stuff wasn't respected, man. And that made me sad when I came in because I haven't damaged nobody's stuff. I haven't taken from nobody. I've given, but I haven't taken. And I should be respected. That hurt my feelings when I went downstairs to go and look for something. And I seen that, you know, my possessions were treated poorly and then wasn't even picked up. That didn't make my heart happy. Genesis chapter 26, verse 1. And it was a famine in the land besides the first famine that was in the days of Abraham. And Isaac went unto Rebekah, king of the Philistines. And Isaac went unto Abimelech, king of the Philistines, unto Gerar. And Yahweh appeared unto him and said, go not down into Egypt, dwell in the land which I shall tell thee of. Now, this is very important and powerful too, because the people who are teaching that we are Bantus, which we are not, until I find out different, I'm not about to be running around calling myself a Bantu. All right. Anya Yasha Allah, Banya Yasha Allah. Maybe I'm a bond of Jacob too. Yeah, I'm a bond of Jacob too. I'm also bond. I'm a Bantu of Jacob. Get it? I'm a son also of Jacob. But there's something that the Bantu teaches is that all the biblical events happened in South Africa, and none of it happened in North Africa. But we blatantly see right here that Yahweh said, go not down into Egypt. Dwell in the land which I shall give to thee. So every time I read the Torah, this is why we tell people, stick with the Torah, because it'll disprove whatever people are saying. If they're saying you can't eat meat, you can't do no sacrifices, just read the Torah. Because that doctrine is doo-doo, and it's finished. That doctrine is so done, you know. So anywho, but let's read on. So we're reading genealogy and family history. Verse 3. Sojourn in the land, and I will be with thee, and will bless thee. For unto thee and unto thy seed I will give all these countries, and I will perform the oath which I swear unto Abraham thy father. And I will make thy seed to multiply as the stars of heaven, and will give unto thy seed all these countries, and in thy seed shall all the nations of the earth be blessed. Isn't that amazing? That's wonderful to know that in the seed of our grandfather, which is the seed that we came from, and all we got to do is keep progenerating and making more righteous and holy seed, and the rest of the world will be blessed through us. What type of woman, what type of man knows these prophecies and like, you know what? I don't want to. What? Man, I want as many children as Yahweh will let me have for the rest of my life. I don't understand not having children. I don't understand not wanting to be pregnant. Not me. Not me. Nor do I want to understand it. Each one of you women of Israel should have a heart and set and looking on your foremothers, because your foremothers were happy to have children. Our forefathers were happy to have children. And I will make thy seed and multiply as the stars of heaven, and will give unto thy seed all these countries, and in thy seed shall all the nations of the earth be blessed. Because that Abraham obeyed my voice and kept my charge, my commandments, and my statutes and my laws. I need some hydration so bad, man. But you know what? Sometimes it's okay to suffer. I praise Yahweh. I don't need anything right now. I have everything I need. I am enough. Yahweh's enough. Because Abraham obeyed my voice and kept my charge. So maybe we should change whenever we're just saying laws, statutes, and commandments. Maybe we should say charge, commandments, statutes, and laws. Maybe we're leaving stuff out. There's another verse where I seen his judgments. See? We got to keep Yahweh's charge, his commandments, his statutes, and his laws. And this is what made Yahweh happy. And Isaac dwelt in Gerar. Now, I'm going to take this verse and I'm going to save that verse. And I'm going to come back to that because there's this guy, and I just think he's a pathological liar. And he's supposed to be like a Bantu teacher. And I think he's a witch. I think he's a warlock. And I think that he's not teaching our people correctly. But I'm going to use that verse to show that where our father dwelt, you know, wasn't in the place where they say. But well, let's get back to it. And the men of that place asked him of his wife, and he said, she is my sister. For he feared to say, she is my wife, lest they said, lest he said, the men of that place should kill me for Rebekah, because she was fair to look upon. So we see the same thing happening when Isaac was the same thing that happened to Abraham. The same thing that happened with Sarah was the same thing that happened with Rebekah. The only difference was Rebekah wasn't kidnapped. Okay. Sarah was kidnapped. And it came to pass that when he had been there a long time, that Abimelech, king of the Philistines, looked out the window and saw, and behold, Isaac was sporting with Rebekah, his wife. So this is what we say, exposed. So Isaac got exposed. He got exposed. Yeah, this is my akwaf, man. Yo, it's not akwaf, y'all. It's my sister. But then when Abimelech seen that he was sporting, right, the playful jesting that a man and a woman do together, that's what sporting is. All right. So be careful when you tell your children to go outside and play. Watch this. Let's just see. Play, etymology. Let's go to online etymology. Let's look at the word play. Let's see. Perform music, Saxton, middle, occupy oneself, to make sport. Look, engage the children play to make sport of mock music. All right, we got that. All right. Make quick motion, reaction, brisk activity, exercise. All right. Let's see. Various martial sport activity, children joke. Look at this. By early, middle English, it could mean various in game, martial sport, activity of children, joke or jesting, revelry, sexually indulgence. Physical thing, rapid, brisk, light movement. Now, all of my adults, their mind just switched. Like, wait a minute, rapid, brisk, light movement, play. Oh, play. We're playing. Oh, that's what playing means. So yeah, so be careful what you say. You know, you might want to tell the children to go out and play. You know, I don't know. It's just I like to learn things. When I learn things and I see stuff like this is connected with this word, I'll be like, interesting. I just thought that was fun. So he was found sporting with his wife. Now that verse sounds different, doesn't it? And Abimelech called Isaac and said, behold, of surety, she is thy wife. That brother, that is not your sister. That is your wife, brother. Don't nobody play with their sister like that unless you a Hamite. And thou sayest, she is my sister. And Isaac said unto him, because I said, lest I die for her. And Abimelech said, what is this thou hast done unto us? One of the people might lightly have lying with thy wife, and thou should have brought guiltiness upon us. Now, something that I think is powerful with this verse also, I have two things that bother me right now. My bracelet fell off my wrist, and I went down and I seen my personal possessions, my artifacts. My things are special. I seen my stuff was in disarray, destroyed, torn up. Man, nobody will take care of your stuff like you. And that's something that breaks my heart, because when I look out for people, I look out for people. And to see that my stuff isn't taken care of, it makes me think like, dang. I gotta, and then I want to fix it. That's my other thing. Like, I want to fix it. I want it to be fixed. But I have to focus. Bear with me. I'm having a moment. I'll be all right in a second. All right. I need some of my yum. All right. And Abimelech said, what is this that thou hast done unto us? I think a part of it is because it's a breaking. I think why I'm bothered is because it's a breaking of the commandment. If you deliver something into somebody's hand, their responsibility is to deliver it back to you. Or if you have a garment and your garment is lost, your brother is supposed to return your garment back to you. So it's a breaking of the Torah that's what bothers me, you know. And Abimelech said, "What is this that thou hast done unto us? One of the people might lightly have lied with thy wife, and thou should have brought guiltiness upon us." Now, again, something I think is beautiful about this verse is that Abimelech and his people knew that dealing with another man's wife or adultery is, you know, a sin that causes death, you know, and if it doesn't cause physical death, it causes spiritual death. And if not all at once, you know, not all at once, it is brought upon a person slowly. Hold that thought. Let me show you something. Clementine Homilies, chapter 13. Now, hold on. Let me get this real quick. Look at this. God is my witness. One adultery is as bad as many murders. For what is terrible about this is that the fearfulness and the impiety of the murder is not seen. Whenever people, whenever we do something that is out of physical sight, it is still seen. It's still seen in the heavens. It's still seen in the spiritual world. There's still a ramification. There's still a recompense. There's still a blood guiltiness that has to be paid for our sins. So we have to be careful, man. We have to, you know, lovingly think about and consider these things. I want to read this real quick. I'm not going to go into the whole thing, which I have, and I love reading this. All right. This is so very important because this is what Abimelech knew. Abimelech knew this deed could have happened. And if this deed would have happened, you would have brought sin upon us. You would have brought some disaster upon us. Right. So let's see what Abimelech said first, and then we'll come back to this. All right. Because we're dealing with the Torah first. Wow, you can't make this stuff up. All right. Verse 7. And the men of that place asked him of his wife, and he said, "She is my sister." For he feared to say, "She is my wife," lest he said, the men of that place should kill me for Rebekah, because she was fair to look upon. And it came to pass, when he had been there for a long time, that Abimelech, the king of Philistia, the Philistines, and we know that the Philistines were Canaanites because Goliath, who David battled and slew him, Goliath was a Philistine. All right. But at least, you know, along with the Philistines, like I crack jokes on all nations. I crack jokes on Israel. I crack jokes on Hamites. But they knew the laws of Yahweh to not commit adultery. So the king, who had, you know, good sense in this case, he said, let's go down to verse 29. And Abimelech called Isaac and said, "Behold, of surety she is thy wife. And how sayest thou, she is my sister?" And Isaac said unto him, "Because lest I die for her." And Abimelech said, "What is this thou hast done unto us? One of the people might lightly have lied with thy wife, and should have brought guiltiness upon us." Now, with that guiltiness, there's a price to have to be paid. Abimelech knew that. It could be whatever. I can't say. I can't say. All right. But I will say this. We're taught about it. Abimelech knew these laws. And him being a Canaanite, a Cushite, a Hamite, he knew this. Yasha Allah should know this. Now, let me read this. This is of Peter's teaching, the Apostle Peter, who lived with Christ. Look at what he says. "If then she remained holy and steadfast, persistent chastity, she will have the victory over all temptations." All right. So this is what our mother did. She had the victory over all temptations. But this is for you women today also. "And be saved, whereas as if she were to do all that is right, and should yet once commit the sin of adultery, she must be punished, as said the prophet." Abimelech knew this. All right. The chaste wife is well-doing. The chaste wife doing the will of Yahweh is a good remnant of his first creation, which was Eve. Okay. So understand that there is a penalty that comes with our judgments, and Abimelech knew that. So he said, "Why did you do this to us? Because you could have brought something upon us. You could have brought a sin upon us." Malachi is my witness. One adultery is as bad as many murders. And what is terrible in it is this, that the fearlessness and the impiety of the murders are not seen, because you don't see when somebody commits adultery. You don't know that a person committed adultery by the physical eyes. For when blood is shed, the dead body remains lying. And all are struck with the terrible nature of the occurrence. So when a person is murdered, you see the dead body lying in the street. You see the blood, and it's like, oh man, the blood got to be washed out. But when it's adultery, you don't see it. But it happens in judgments. But the murders of the soul, look at this, but the murders of the soul caused by adultery, though they are more frightful, yet since they are not seen by men. See? So Abimelech, he knew this. Abimelech, like, you could have brought something down upon us. And Abimelech charged all his people, saying, he that touches this man or his wife shall surely be put to death. Then Isaac sowed in the land and received in the same year 100-fold, and Yahweh blessed him. And the man waxed great and went forward and grew until he became very great. For he had possession of flocks and possession of herds and a great store of servants, and the Philistines envied him. You see that? The Philistines envied him. So again, with this whole Bantu teaching, I got to keep in mind that these people envy us because we Jacob's children. They didn't stop envying us. The Most High said they will forever be a servant. They will be a servant. Matter of fact, let's get that real quick. All right. Genesis chapter 11, KJV Blue Letter Bible. All right. We're going to go to prior chapter. We're going to go back to chapter 10. All right. Chapter 10, we're going to go to chapter 9. Slide. Chapter 10 is the Table of Nations. All right. Genesis chapter 9, verse 25, he said, cursed be Canaan, a servant of servants shall he be unto his brethren, right? Now, from chapter 9, now we see he said, cursed be Canaan, right? A servant of servants shall he be unto his brethren, okay? Now, from Genesis chapter 9, let's go to Genesis chapter 10. Genesis chapter 10 is the Table of Nations. Now, the name that we're looking for is Canaan, right? So Canaan is the son of Ham. The sons of Ham, Cush, Mizraim, Phut, and Canaan. The sons of Cush, these are the children of Cush, all right? The children of Nimrod, okay? The children of, and Cush begot Nimrod, and he began to be a mighty one in the earth, okay? So we can see that the children of Cush came on down. Let's start at Ham. The children of Ham came down to Cush. Cush had Mizraim. Mizraim had Phut, and Phut had Canaan, the Canaanites, okay? And this is where we get the Philistia from, the Philistines from, okay? So with seeing that, we see that the servitude that we see from Genesis chapter 9 is going to be forever. So they're never going to not be servants. They're never not going to have that dispensation that they had towards us from the beginning. Because why? Because their father was off. So since their father was off, it propelled them to be off. That's why Yahweh tells us the sins of the father pass down to the children. All right. The sins of the mother pass down to the daughters, to the children. The scripture says, as the mother is, so is the daughter. So we have to be mindful. And this is what our foremothers knew. Rebecca knew this. Sarah knew this. Man, we can do this all day. The scriptures not only show us how to operate with other people, it shows us how to operate in ourselves first. All right. So we have to know how to be. We have to know how to change. We have to know how to grow. All right. So let's get on with this. All right. Let's finish up. All right. And the Philistines envied him. Okay. Verse 15. For all the wells which his father's servants had digged in the days of Abraham his father, the Philistines had stopped up and filled them with earth. And Abimelech said unto Isaac, go from us, for thou art much mightier than we. But at first Abimelech was cool with him. Wait a minute, Abimelech done flipped the switch? He done flipped the switch? He went from being cool to being envious? Man, ain't it a sad, terrible, horrible thing when a friend falls out with you? That's exactly what Abimelech did, because they was cool at first. Now let's see how Isaac's mentality was. And Isaac departed thence. He ain't give him no smoke. He was like, all right. And Isaac departed thence and pitched his tent in the valley of Gerar and dwelt there. And Isaac digged again the wells of water, which they had digged in the days of Abraham, his father. And the Philistines had stopped them after the death of Abraham. And he called the names after them by which his father had called them. So now they just following after us, picking on us, right? And Isaac's servants digged in the valley and found there a well of springing water. And the herdmen of Gerar did strive with Isaac's herdmen, saying, the water is ours. No, it's not. My father digged these wells. I dig these wells. And he called the name of the well Esek, because they strove with him. Now look at what Isaac did. He ain't even beefed back. He just kept it moving. And that's sometimes how we have to perceive it. Like, how did my forefather do? How did my foremother do? I'm telling you, studying the Torah portion will prepare you and help you not only to see last week, but help you to see this week too. And they digged another well and strove for that also. And he called the name of it Sitnah. And he removed from thence and digged another well. And for that they strove not. And he came to the name, and he called it the name of Rehoboth. And he said, for now Yahweh hath made room for us, and we shall be fruitful in the land. And he went up hence to Beersheba, and Yahweh appeared unto him that same night and said, I am Yahweh, Elohai of Abraham thy father. Fear not, for I am with thee, and will bless thee, and multiply thy seed multiply thy seed for my servant Abraham's sake. For my servant Abraham's sake. Verse 25. And he built an altar there and called upon the name of Yahweh and pitched his tent there. And there Isaac's servants digged a well. Then Abimelech went from Gerar to Azazoth, one of his friends, and Phicol, the chief captain of his army. So now you done kick me out the land. At first you was like, go ahead, chill here, be at peace. Now you done kick me out because why? Because Yahweh blessed us, because we prospering, because Yahweh gave us favor. I'm gonna tell y'all something. I have no problem moving in the will of Yahweh. Now, some people don't have a problem moving, but you can easily see if it's in the will of Yahweh, if it's not in the pattern of the scriptures. You're just moving. You're just doing something. But are you doing what you're supposed to be doing? That's the question. Are you operating the way that you're supposed to be operating, or can your works actually line up with what the scripture says? All right. If they don't, you might want to reevaluate yourself, get in line with scriptures, and then start moving again. Okay. Let's get back to it. Let me get some Nagayana. All right. All right, let's get back to it. 27. And Isaac said unto them, wherefore come ye to me, seeing ye hate me and have sent me away from you? What are you doing? Why are you here? Hey, I thought you didn't like me. What you want with me now? And they said, we saw certainly that Yahweh was with thee. And we said, let there be now an oath betwixt us, even betwixt us and thee, and let us make a covenant with thee, that thou wilt do us no hurt, as we have not touched thee. But yes, you did. What do you mean you didn't touch us? You stopped up our wells. You stopped my income. You stopped my water from coming. You were striving with my herdsmen. We had to do double work. You stopped up my father's wells. Ain't it crazy when people do you wrong, they don't never remember the things they do to you? People blatantly do you wrong, and they just don't remember what they did to you. How did our foremothers handle situations like this? And as we have done unto thee nothing but good. I've only been good to you. Man, let me count my losses. Let me go down my list of, and I have sent thee away in peace. Thou art now blessed of Yahweh. And he made them a feast, and they did eat and drink. Now we're going to read more about Isaac. Isaac reminds me of a soul that I've met before, that just a young little loving soul. Isaac reminds me of just a good child who just wanted to be good, who grew into a man who just wanted to be a good man. I just want to be a good kid. I just want to be good. I just want to be a good man. Isaac could have did. Isaac could have said the stuff that I just said. Isaac didn't say. Isaac, he didn't do that. He made him a feast and he sent them away. And they rose up betimes in the morning and sware one to another, and Isaac sent them away, and they departed from him in peace. And it came to pass the same day that Isaac's servant came and told him concerning the well which they had digged, and said unto him, we have found water. So in Isaac's good behavior, this is something that we got to remember. It's something I got to remember. In my good behavior, Yahweh blesses me. Couldn't have been easy for Isaac. I know he had to get frustrated. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1, KJV. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 11. Therefore, beware of murmuring, which is unprofitable, and refrain your tongue from backbiting, for there is no word so secret that shall go for naught, and the mouth that belieth slayeth the soul. I had to remind myself, and I repent and I apologize. There's no point in me murmuring or complaining. It don't get nothing done. There's no point in murmuring and complaining. Genesis chapter 26, verse 33. And he called it Sheba. Therefore, the name of that city is Beersheba. Beersheba. Unto this day. Fun fact, I had a wonderful time living in Beersheba. And Esau was 40 years old when he took Esau. And Esau was 40 years old when he took to wife Judith, the daughter of Beri the Hittite, and Bashemath, the daughter of Elon the Hittite, which were a grief of mind unto Isaac and Rebekah. Repeat after me. Kal Asherah, the body of Yahweh, Na'isha, Wanashemai. All that Yahweh said, what we do and hear. And it came to pass, when Isaac was old, and his eyes were dim, so that he could not see, he called Esau, his eldest son, and said unto him, my son. And he said unto him, behold, here am I. And he said, behold, now I am old, and know not the day of my death. Now therefore take, I pray thee, thy weapons, thy quiver, and thy bow, and go out into the field, and take me some venison, and make me savory meat, such as I love, and bring it to me, that I may eat, that my soul may bless thee before I die. Who told you being a vegan was biblical? And Rebekah heard when Isaac spake the words to Esau his son. And Esau went into the field to hunt for venison and to bring it. And Rebekah spake unto Jacob her son, saying, Behold, I heard thy father speak unto Esau thy brother, saying, Bring me venison, and make me savory meat, that I may eat, and bless thee before Yahweh, before my death. Now, therefore, my son, obey my voice according to that which I command thee. I love this part. Reason being is because it shows us a few things. Isaac, he knew that his rib was barren. When Yahweh was entreated for Rebekah, and Rebekah received the words back that the eldest son will serve the youngest, Rebekah knew from birth which son was going to get the birthright. She knew that the one that she loved more was going to be the one that was going to rule the world. Now, Esau, yeah, that's my boy. I love you too, Esau. Mwah. All right. Gone over there with your Abba. All right. Jacob, your Iqua. Come over here with me, your Iqua. I'm going to teach you how to cook. I'm going to teach you how to cook, your Iqua. Stay at home with me. Now, going over there, I'm going to teach you how to make the best lentil soup in the world. Where you think Jacob learned how to cook from? Where you think Esau learned how to cook from? When Esau went to go hunting and Rebekah made the venison, you think that was Esau's recipe? Or do you think that was Rebekah's recipe that she taught her sons how to cook? So Rebekah knew what was about to happen. She was like, it's time, baby. It's time for you to get that birthright that Yahweh told me about. No, your brother Esau, he about to try to steal your birthright. But Yahweh told me when you was in my belly, he was going to bless you. And then you were born and you my baby. I love Esau, but I love all my children different. Now, therefore, my son, obey my voice according to that which I command thee. Go now to the flock and fetch me from thence 2 good kids of the goats, and I will make them savory meat for thy father, which his soul loveth. I'm gonna make him his favorite dish. You don't think the mother knew this? So when we started our class in the beginning, and I was talking about how important the mothers are, and I was talking about how the mothers have such a powerful and respectful place. And then we see how our mothers, my bad. Is this too loud? Is this voice too loud? I'll turn it down just a little bit. All right. Shabbat shalom. Come on, hallelujah. Shabbat shalom, shalom, Prince. Shalom. Come. All right. Is this voice too loud? If it's too loud, put a 3 in the room. If it's good enough, put a 7 in the room. So she said what? And thou shalt bring it to thy father that he may eat, and that he may bless thee before his death. And Jacob said to Rebekah, his mother, Esau, behold, Esau is my brother. My brother, behold, Esau, my brother, is a hairy man, and I am a smooth man. My father, peradventure, will feel me. See, my father, I don't got them hairy knuckles like Esau got. Esau got them hairy knuckles. Esau got them hairy arms. Esau got that hairy neck. Esau got that patch of hair going all down his chest. Esau got that hair going all down his back. Esau hairy, You mean to tell me Esau, Abba, he gonna know that I'm not Esau? Come on, Amma. You know Esau built like a wool jacket in the wintertime. Oh, Thawadi Howard. I need that so much. My father peradventure will fill me, and I shall seem to him as a deceiver, and shall bring a curse upon me, not a blessing. He gonna fill me, and I'm gonna get in trouble. Come on, Amma, that's what you want? And his mother said unto him, upon me be thy curse, my son. Only obey my voice and go fetch them. Why? Because she knew she wasn't going to be cursed. Shabbat shalom. Oh, praise Bashem Mashiach Yahushua. Hallelujah. Boy, when the blessings come in, they come in. Man, hallelujah. Oh. So his mother knew that he wasn't going to be cursed. Why? Because she knew this from the beginning. You mothers of the children of Israel, listen to the voice of Yahweh. Have confidence, have trust, have faith in the voice of Yahweh. All right? That the blessing might come down. Man, I know my face might be shiny all of a sudden. I don't even care. You want? Yeah, come on. I don't even care. I needed it. I needed it bad. Oh, that feels so good. Oh, that feels so good. Oh, that feels so good. And my brush smell like frankincense and myrrh. Oh, hallelujah. Woo, that feels so good. Wow, Yahweh. All right, so, and his mother said unto him, upon me be thy curse, my son. Only obey my voice. Boy, just do what I said. If anybody get in trouble, it'll be me. Now go get what I told you get. See? And he went and fetched and brought them to his mother. And his mother made savory meat, such as his father loved. And Rebekah took goodly raiment of her eldest son Esau. She went and got some of Esau's best clothes. She was like, woo, this will smell like Esau. I've been hunting all day. Woo, smell them armpits. Woo, that smells just like my son Esau, which were in her house, which were with her in the house, and put them upon Jacob, her youngest son. And she put the skins of the kids of goats upon his hands and upon the smooth of his neck. So, I mean, Esau had a hairy neck, too. So, he was one of them dudes that had the hair coming up his back. And she gave the savory meat and the bread, which she had prepared, into the hand of her son Jacob. Call your Ak and make sure you're keeping the Shabbat. All right? He ain't just comfortable with his Ak and with his brethren, man. He should be with the twins. All right? You are your brother's keeper. Con. Genesis 27, verse 18. And he came unto his father and said, my father. And he said, here am I. Who art thou, my son? Let me check this. All right. So, like, let me check this. Hey, Shalom, hey, Shahawadah. Okay, so it's a tag. Yeah. Okay, it's a tag. Let's turn down a little bit. All right. Now let me do this real quick. I want to share something with y'all real quick. Is that better? That sounds better. All right. I've always questioned this because venison and goat meat are completely different in textures and taste. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, you're right. You know, completely different in texture and taste. So, you know how. Come on, Mom. I'm about to make him a sandwich and a soda pop and some chips. I'm gonna make him a sandwich, a soda, and some chips. Right? All right. Okay, so let's get back to this, right? The brother Aisha Howard, I said, red skakins. Shalom, it's always a blessing to see you, King. Y'all's beloved daughter, Yahweh Shemar Latah, y'all's beloved daughter, Shabbat Shalom to all in the chat. Man, that's beautiful and peaceful. I've never seen that, man. All right, somebody give a salute back to y'all's beloved daughter. All right, so double honors to your father, double honors to your mother if you have a husband. Shabbat Shalom, Benaf. Hallelujah, Shabbat Shalom, Hallelujah. God. So if you have yeah, give a salute back to the sister, man. All praise, right? Yeah, right. That's exactly what she did. All right. All right. So let's get back to the Torah portion, teaching and reading. All right. And it's for everybody to adhere to. Let's learn about our father. Let's learn about our mother. Okay. All right. All right. Now, okay, I have to be responsible. All right. I have to be responsible. So let me share something with you all real quick. Now, I am playing this because of the praise. All right. Because of the praise. I just want to let you all know. I have to let you all know this. The guy that's doing his name is, he calls himself Beloved Prince Dawid. I know of him. He lived here in the city gates of Dayton, Ohio. And Prince David, also, of course, what he calls himself. The issue with this brother is that he's not messianic. All right. So just to go ahead and put that out there, I don't know if I can close this or not. He does these praise and they go for hours long, like let you see 3 hours and 11 minutes. All right. And don't be deceived. All right. Here's actually, let me see if I can. This is him down in the corner, light skinned brother. I've tried to have so many conversations with him. The brother would literally be like, oh, and then he would pick up his phone and then he would like hurry up and walk off and go get in the car, and then be like, he'd be like, hey, drive. So I've ministered here in the city gates before Yahweh brought him into the truth. He was one of the people that we were reaching out to try to help him. And at first he was rocking with Yahweh. He was rocking with Yahweh Shai. Then he went over to Yahuwah. Then he went over to Yahuwah Yeshua. And then he became non-messianic. So if you hear this music or music that's from him, just to be honest with y'all, straight up, he is a non-messianic person. If you see his ministry, he teaches against the Messiah. So I really don't want to play his music anymore. But then I also didn't want you all to get caught up and think that he was a trustworthy soul that you could take your family to. There's more to it than that. But just to be honest, I don't feel comfortable. There's more to it than that. All right. If there's any men of Israel that like to know details on that ministry, just ask me and I'll tell you, brother. I say this though, just because a person does sing and they say Yah, and all that stuff, it doesn't mean that they're a believer like you are. We're believers, 12 toes in. We believe in Hamashiach Yahushai, his only begotten. We believe in Yahweh, his only begotten. All right, so I'm going to yield the floor on that. All right, skip this commercial and we'll get back to the Torah portion. Oh, you know what? If I sign in, there won't be no commercials. Oh, no, I'm not about to do all that. Not now, I'm not. Not now. All right, so let's get back to it. All right, Torah portion. For everybody that's reading, we're in the book of Genesis. All right, Genesis chapter 27. Malachi, Genesis chapter 27. And we're in verse 18. You got your Sapar? You got yours? Are you reading along or are you listening? Basadar. But Shemai, Khan. Genesis chapter 27, verse 18. And he came unto his father and he said, my father. And he came unto his father and said, my father. And he said, here am I. Who art thou, my son? And Jacob said unto his father, I am Esau, thy firstborn. I have done according as thou hast badest me. Arise, I pray thee, sit and eat of my venison, that thy soul may bless me. And Isaac said unto his son, how is it that thou hast found it so quickly, my son? And he said, because Yahweh hath brought it to me. How did you get done hunting so quick? Yahweh blessed me. Yahweh brought it. Yeah, wait. He said, Yahweh brought the animal to me. And Isaac said unto Jacob, come near, I pray thee, that I may feel thee, my son, whether thou be my very son Esau or not. And Jacob went near unto Isaac, his father, and he felt him and said, the voice is Jacob's voice, but the hands are the hands of Esau. And he discerned them not. because his hands were hairy, and his brother's Esau, his hands were hairy as his brother Esau's hands. So he blessed them. And he said, art thou my very son Esau? And what did he say, Benjamin? I am. And he said, bring it to me, and I will eat of my son's venison, that my soul may bless thee. And he brought it near him, and he did eat. And he brought wine, and he drank. And his father Isaac said unto him, come near now and kiss me, my son. And he said, and he came near, and he kissed him. And he smelled the smell of the raiment, and blessed him, and said, see, the smell of my son is as the smell of the field which Yahweh has blessed. Now, whose bright idea was that to get one of Esau's garments and put it on Jacob? Khan, good job, everybody. Khan. Everybody, great answer. So Esau was out there in the field, crawling around in the dirt, climbing up trees, laying in the grass, under bushes. He put animal pee on him. Sometimes he'd be out there sweaty. If you put animal pee on you, sometimes the animal would smell you and it would think that you was one of them, because the animal would smell its own scent, right? So that's a hunting trick that people do. All right. But I don't want to smell like that. You know? Therefore, Allahaya give thee the dew of heaven. So here go the blessing. Now listen, this blessing that he's given is the same blessing that passes down to us. Therefore, Allahaya give thee the dew of heaven. That means everything that's under the sky that the water and the rain falls down upon belongs to us. It's going to belong to us in the future. It's going to belong to you in the future. If you can think about it and you can see it under the sky, every tree, every hill, mountain, everything is going to belong to us. That's a powerful blessing. And Esau despised this. Esau hated this. Esau was like, I'm about to die. What good is that going to do me? But that's everything under the sun, son. Therefore, Yahweh give thee the dew of heaven and the fatness of the earth and plenty of corn and wine. Let the people serve thee and the nations bow down to thee. Be Allahaya over thy brethren, and let thy mother's sons bow down to thee. Cursed be everyone that curseth thee, and blessed be everyone that blesses thee. Hallelujah. That's right. And it came to pass, as soon as Isaac made an end of blessing Jacob, that Jacob was yet scarce gone out of the presence of Isaac his father, that Esau his brother came in from his hunting. I just thought of something. I put a picture of Esau hunting. I should have put up a picture of Esau doing paintballing. Because that's another thing. They like to go out with the guns and the hunting and stuff. You know, don't just put it in one place, because it'll make the rest of your face look ashy. Put it everywhere. You got to make it even. All right. Even on your beard that's coming in. Y'all see this Bayamian's beard coming in? Y'all see his beard on the bottom coming in? Bayamian, who messed up my room? What? Hold on. We'll talk about it after the Shabbat. I looked and my stuff was destroyed. My bed was messed up. My garments was messed up. It was us all the way together. The shirt on Esau, my training dummy that I've had for a long time, that was ripped. We'll talk after the Shabbat. He also had made savory meat. Oh, let me start over. All right. All right. So we're at Esau's brother came in from hunting. All right. Verse 31. He also made savory meat and brought it unto his father, and he said unto his father, let my father arise and eat his son's venison, that thy soul may bless me. Now this was tricky. Why didn't Esau say, Abba, Tawada for wanting to bless me, but I sold the birthright to my ach? What? Because he knew he was gonna get in trouble? You think so? That's a good answer.
He knew he wasn't gonna get it.
He knew he wasn't gonna get it?
So he gave it away.
Because he gave it away? Why didn't Esau just say, hey, Abba, thank you for wanting to bless me, but a little while ago, I served the birthright. I sold the birthright to my Ach. Why do you think Esau didn't just tell us Abba that? It's not your turn. Hold on. You want to pass the answer? Okay. She passed. Why do you think? Because Abba might have been upset. What do you think? Right. Yeah, I think all those are great answers. You know, he would have been upset. He would have been in trouble. His father would have been disappointed. You know, another answer could also be that Esau still just wanted it. He knew what the birthright would be. He just still wanted it. I got the food and I still want my birthright. So I think those are all great answers. But the thing is that Esau didn't do that. Esau wasn't honest. So we're told that Rebekah lied. We're told that Esau lied. I mean, we're told that Rebekah lied. We're told that Jacob lied. All right, we're told. But why isn't it told to us that Esau was guilty in this too? But did Rebekah really lie? Why would you say Rebekah didn't lie? She didn't. But she did set him up, though. She set Jacob up for it, though. See, the thing about it was the mother knew that this was going to happen anyways. She didn't know that it was going to go down like this, but she knew which son was supposed to get the blessing. All right. Now, remember, Isaac was maybe 25 years older than Rebekah. So Isaac was older. We hear about Rebekah coming into play when Isaac had came down from the mountain. That's when we hear about Rebekah being born. And at that time, Isaac was already 25 years old. He was 40 years old when he actually married Rebekah. So he was well older than her. Well older. He was on his deathbed. She was still younger. She was still younger. So she knew, according to the prophecy, that the blessing was supposed to go to one son. But here's something else. It's not mentioned by too many people how much Esau was deceitful in this. He was the most deceitful. Jacob was getting what was owed to him. The mother knew it was supposed to go to him, but Esau was the most deceitful because he knew he sold it. And he went in and didn't be honest with his father. And Isaac, his father, said unto him, who art thou? And he said, we're in verse 32, and he said, I am thy firstborn, Esau. And Isaac trembled exceedingly and said, who? Where is he that taketh venison and brought it to me? And I have eaten all before thou camest in and blessed him. Yea, and he shall be blessed. And when Esau heard these words of his father, he cried with a great and exceeding bitter cry and said unto his father, bless me, even me also, my Abba. He turned into a male Karen. Esau turned into a male Karen. And he said, thy brother came with subtlety and have taken away thy blessing. And he said, is he not rightly named Yaquab? Is he not rightly named Jacob? Now, in order to understand that, we have to know what the word Jacob means. Well, what does the name Jacob mean? Let's go to it in Ibadia. And why do we pronounce it the way that we pronounce it? All right. We pronounce it Yaquab because we have the Ya, the Ayan, the Kwa, and the Ba. Now, Ya, I, Kwa, Ba. And some people say Yacob, but we pronounce it in Paleo Hebrew, which is Yaquab. Now, there's some who pronounce the Ayan character, the E, so they'll say Yaquab. But look, the name Yaquab or Jacob, it means heel holder or surplanter. His name literally means surplanter. Okay? Now, to know what surplanter means, it'd be good to go into a little bit more details. We can get the etymology of it. Okay? I'm going to copy this. I'm going to paste it. And I'm going to give it to the people just in case you all want to look it up for yourself. So he says his name is Iquab. Is his name not rightly called Supplanter? All right. All right. That's right, man. That's right. That's right. I'm gonna go through these comments once we finish reading this verse or this chapter. All right. But everybody communicate, speak to each other, build with each other, man. That's what we do as a family. That's why we read the Torah together, so we can hear, we can learn from each other. All right. Otherwise, we won't hear, we won't learn. We hear stuff all week. What's the one day Yahweh told us to sit down and learn his Torah? What day? Yeah, what day? What's the one day Yahweh told us to hear and listen to his Torah? To keep the Shabbat day holy. He didn't say do it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. He said just give me one day. Yahweh said just give me one day. Did he not take care of us all week? Did he take care of us all week? Did we all wake up? Or is anybody sick like we're about to die? Do we have food? Do we have water? Do we have a roof? Is it wintertime? Is it wintertime? Is it warm in here? Is it cold outside? Is it warm in here? We got everything we need. Do we got Wi-Fi? When we get done, can we go and play and be? We can. But Yahweh said, remember the Shabbat day to keep it holy. Our master, our community, our heritage, our culture, we stop for one day to give respect back to the one who gave us everything. Khan? Verse 36. And he said, is not he rightly named Jacob? For he hath supplanted me these 2 times. He took away my birthright. And behold, now he taketh away my blessing. And he said, hast thou not reserved a blessing for me? That's how Esau was. How did Jacob supplant Esau 2 times? He didn't. Our father didn't supplant you 2 times. You sold your birthright. You didn't want it because you wanted some food. And then you tried to take it back from our father instead of being like, hey, Jake, remember that birthright I sold you? Hey, I was about to bless me, man. How about this? Abba, as you bless me, I put it on my brother Jacob. But Esau didn't do that. Esau wanted to take it for himself. Even though he knew he sold it. Shalom. He's big. Yeah, hallelujah. God. Verse 37. And Isaac answered and said unto Esau, behold, I have made him thy Lord. I have made your brother your master. I put your brother over you. And all his brethren have I given, and all his brethren have I given him for servants. And with corn and wine have I sustained him. And what shall I do now unto thee, my son? And Esau said unto his Abba, hast thou but one blessing, my father? You only got one blessing? Bless me, even me also, oh my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept, bless me too, Abba. You know, like they be throwing temper tantrums in Walmart. Like, you ever see like little Edomite kids throw temper tantrums and they get all mad? You ever seen them do that? You have? Have you? You never seen it? Ever? Never? Con? Have you? Yeah, that's the same thing that their father did. Bless me! Esau knew he sold his birthright. When they do stuff like that, they just be proving they Edomites. That's why I be on you. That's why I be on him. That's why I be on you. Hey, we don't do that. Hey, we don't do that. We don't throw temper tantrum. We don't do that. Let them do that and prove that they Edomites. And Isaac, his father, answered and said unto him, behold. So after he's doing all that yelling, his Abba was like, okay. Behold, thy dwelling shall be in the fatness of the earth, and the dew of heaven from above. And you're good with the bow. So by the sword you shall live, and serve your brother, and it shall come to pass when you have dominion that thou shalt break the yoke off his neck. That's it. That's what I'll give you. So you're still going to end up serving your brother, but you'll have a power to live by your weapons. And since you like to be in the field, you're going to have the fatness of the earth. Okay, yeah, that's pretty much all I got. Now, here's the part that we see is what we live in right now because of Esau. All right? Because of Esau's hatred towards his brother. This is now the time frame that we live in where we can see the Arabs aren't massively abusing, using, taking advantage of, hanging from trees. It's Esau doing it. The so-called Europeans, the so-called Caucasians, the East Indians, the Africans, all these other nations, they're not doing to the degree of what. Now, did they have their hands on us? Absolutely. All nations had their hands on us. But there was one nation who hated us so much that they couldn't wait. They couldn't wait for us to lose our kingdom so they could try to take our place. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the day for mourning my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob. Hold that thought. Matter of fact, let's stick to the Torah. Let's stick to the Torah and I'll come back to it. All right. The day of mourning for my brother are in my hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob. And these words of Esau, the elder son, were told unto Rebekah, and she sent and called for Jacob, her younger son, and said to him, behold, your brother about to kill you. Hey, you better get out of here. Your brother about to kill. I know Jacob was like, well, mama, you told me to do it. Mama, what you mean? Behold, thy brother Esau, as touching thee, doth comfort himself, proposing to kill thee. Your brother gonna kill you, boy. Now, therefore, my son, obey my voice, do what I said, and arise. Flee thou to Laban, my brother, to Haran. Get up and go to your uncle's house. Go to Haran, go to my uncle's house, go to Laban. Your brother gonna kill you if you stay here. Now, you know your brother gonna kill you, right? You know, Jacob was like, what? Didn't you tell me? Mama, didn't you make the food? Didn't you say that the curse is gonna be upon you instead of... She said what? And tarry with him a few days until your brother's fury turn away, until thy brother's anger turn away from thee, and he forget that which thou hast done to him. Then I will send and fetch thee from thence. Why should I be deprived thou also of you both in one day? And Rebekah said to Isaac, I am weary of my life because of the daughters of Heth. If Jacob take a wife of the daughters of Heth, such as these, which are the daughters of the land, what good shall my life be to me? Repeat after me. Kala Shara, the body Yahweh, Na Aisha, Wa Na Shemai. All that Yahweh has said, will we do and hear. So at the end of it, we see that the conversation changed just a little bit because we see now the mother, Rebekah, she says, I can't stand these Hamite women. Get my son away from these Hamites. You know what? Now, she knew what it was. She knew that Esau wanted to kill Jacob. But she was so very clever. She was a cunning woman. Wasn't she? She was a cunning woman. Don't the scripture say that? Jeremiah chapter 19, call for the cunning women that they may come. She was a cunning woman. So first she told Jacob, she was like, your brother Esau gonna kill you. And look, I ain't trying to lose you. I don't want to. I know your father's about to pass away. I don't want to lose you. Why should I lose two of y'all in one day? Look, can I have permission to send our son? Because, you know, I don't like, and then he going to end up taking one of these Hamite women, and they vex my heart. And then there's something else. Sometimes the woman can complain so much that the husband just be like, hey, you know what? All right, whatever. All right, fine. So we see that our foremothers were clever. They were intelligent. All right. So our forefather, Jacob, he obtained the birthright. He received the blessing. All right. And in the process of him receiving the blessing, there was some turmoil. There was some strife in the house. You know, everybody knew it. Esau was mad. He was, As my brother Dadaria would say, he was hotter than fish grease. That boy Esau was hot. You know, fish grease get hot. You know that? Did you know fish grease get hot? Did you know that? Fish grease get hot. You better ask somebody to get some of that fish grease pop on you. Hot. And man, forbid the fish grease actually gets spilled on you. Hotter than fish grease. That boy Esau was hot. So the point of it is to show this. Whenever we're talking about how this birthright thing goes, how our family members may have been taught in the past that Jacob stole Esau's birthright. That's not true. Whenever somebody says that, they're saying it from Esau's perspective. Esau was trying to steal the birthright back that he sold. And that's a reality. All right. And we have to teach this. Listen, this birthright was given to our father, Yaquab, at birth. At birth, the birthright was given to him. And the same way they throw temper tantrums now is the same way that Esau, their father, was throwing temper tantrums way back then. All right. Prideful I ams. Hey, man, you be saying some witty stuff, brother. Bob Edomite Marley made great music. Hey, Bob Edomite Marley made great music. And all of his little Edomite children, man, they're some great musicians. And Lauryn Hill's children that are Edomites also, yeah. Ain't that crazy? Lauryn Hill's children are Edomites. She married a Marley. She did. I know the old Jerusalem Queen of Soul, the miseducated. I ain't trying to crack no jokes, but yeah, Miss Marley gave birth to a bunch of heathens. All right, all right, man. Color and texture, red and hairy versus white and woolly and burned brass. I think those are all excellent points. All excellent points. All praise, all praise. Amos Aquan says, Shabbat Shalom, Yah's beloved daughter. Shabbat Shalom. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Come on, Shabbat Shalom. You keeping the Shabbat with us? She almost ready to start walking and crawling. Shabbat Shalom. Come on. All right. So Shabbat Shalom. Yo, Kazakh. Shabbat Shalom Lakah. Kazakh. I got to give you a call after the Sabbath, man. All right. Anyab Lakah. I love you, brother. All right. And that's true. That's true. The seventh day. It's the seventh day, right? All right. And all the blessed ones here to you and each of your households. Amos Aquan said shalom. So everybody, if you don't mind, give us a respectful salute to the elder mother, Amos Aquan, from the tribe of Gad. She's a Gadite. All right. And she gives a Shabbat Shalom to Yah's beloved daughter. And she also gives a Shabbat Shalom to the blessed ones here and to each of all the households. Shalom. Yahweh tells us to honor our fathers and mothers. Our days may be long. Shalom on this holy Shabbat day. Lolita Caldwell. Shabbat Shalom Lakah. Double honor to your father. Double honor to your mother. If you have a husband, double honor to him too. Hashatan seed. Shatan seed. Esau wants this world. The children of Yah seed. Jacob wants life. That's right. All right. All right. There goes Shabbat Shalom to Amos Aquan. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. So let Esau have this world. This world is finished. It's polluted. You know, the animals is doing weird stuff like walking in circles. All right. Have y'all seen the videos of the animals, the sheep walking in circles and the turkeys walking in circles? Have you seen that? It's creepy. Like it's like a perfect circle that they weren't going inside of, and they just walking around in a circle. It's creepy to see animals behave strangely like that, you know. So trees are getting up and walking away, all kind of stuff, you know. The world's so bad, trees is getting up and walking away. Huh? I'm done. Esau getting on my nerves. I'm done. You know, man. So Esau wants this world. Let him have this world. We got the world to come. You know, we got next forever and ever. That's something important to know. All right. So let's finish up with the reading of the Torah portion, and then we'll go to the prophet portion, and we'll see what Yahweh has to say about Esau in the prophet portion. All right. The Torah portion is very short. We're almost done with it. And then, of course, after that, I may go into some stuff that was on my mind. I don't know. We'll see. We'll build as a community. We'll build as a family. So we're going to go to Genesis chapter 28, and we're going to stop reading at verse 9. All right. Genesis chapter 28, and we're going to stop reading at verse 9. So Genesis chapter 28, verse 1. Let's start our screen share. And this is a safe environment for all the children of Israel. If you do have a TV and you're watching TV or watching on your laptop, your phone, whatever, this is a safe environment to learn the Torah, all right, with your family, with your community, and that your children can hear the words of Yahweh. We're going to read the words of the Most High. And what's better than that? It's not my personal teaching. I can write out breakdowns. I do breakdowns. But it's better if we do what's been prescribed to us, which is to teach the Torah to the children of Israel. Okay. All right. So let's read on. Genesis chapter 28, verse 1. And Isaac called Yaquab and blessed him and charged him and said unto him, thou shalt not take a wife for the daughters of Canaan. So you see what the mother set up? You see what Rebecca set up in the last chapter? She went to her husband and said, I don't want him to marry none of these Canaanites around here. If he marries Canaanites, my life's going to be miserable. So now what? The Abba say, come here, Bond. Now, you know your Amma don't want you to marry no Hamites, right? So I'm going to send you away. So the Amma, she's setting up. So when we started this, I started out giving praise to the mothers, to the elder mothers, to the mothers of Yashala, because you all are our first teachers, all right? You Israelite women are our first. Shop, sit down. Bond, Sakala, shop, sit down. Get over there, sit down. Khan, Tawab, shop, sit down. Khan, don't get up. Khan, good job, Bond. Tawab, good job, Sakala. So we see from the beginning of this, there's been a blessing and an orchestration that came down from the Amma to help put things in play for what Yahweh said. I'm gonna tell y'all this, even with me being in Ohio, it came through a orchestration by my mother, by what Yahweh told her was what was going to happen. And then it happened. And now I'm here and we're ministering, and the growth has been great. And Isaac called Yaquab and blessed him and charged him and said unto him, thou shalt not take a wife for the daughters of Canaan. Arise, go to Paddan, to the house of Bethuel, thy mother's father, and take thee a wife from thence of the daughters of Laban, thy father's mother. Laban, thy mother's brother. Now, we see that this also, Isaac had this exact same thing happen to him last week. That's what happened to Isaac last week, right? So it was the same thing. Don't take a wife of these women, these Canaanites that surround the land. Sagala. Shh, quiet. Khan. Abba said quiet. Quiet. So we see the same thing happen from Abraham to Isaac. Now it's down to Jacob. All right. Abraham gave instructions. Don't let my son have a wife, a woman from this land of these women, but a wife from the sons of my people, from the children of my people. And then the mother said the same thing. Well, your Abba sent you back home to get rid from, so let's do it. But now what she was doing was she was also keeping her son safe from her other son murdering him, right? All right. So he said what? Verse 2. To the house of Bethuel, thy mother's father, and take thee a wife from thence of the daughters of Laban, thy mother's brother. And Alahiah, Alashadya Alahiah, bless thee and make thee fruitful and multiply thee, that thou mayest be a multitude of people, and give thee a blessing, and give thee the blessing of Abraham to thee. Let me read that again. And give the blessing of Abraham to thee, and to thy seed with thee, that thou mayest inherit the land, whether thou art a stranger, which Alahiah gave unto Abraham. And Isaac sent away Yaquab, and he went to Paddan to Laban, son of Bethuel, the Syrian, the brother of Rebekah, Jacob and Esau's mother. When Esau saw that Isaac had blessed Jacob and sent him away to Paddan to take him a wife from thence, and that he had blessed him, he gave him charge. Let me read that again. I'm trying to think and read at the same time, so my words in my head are mixing up with the words I'm reading with my eyes. I apologize. Read what you see, brother. Genesis chapter 28, verse 6. When Esau saw that Isaac had blessed Jacob and sent him away to Paddan to take him a wife from thence, and that as he blessed him, he gave him a charge, saying, Thou shalt not take a wife of the daughters of Canaan. And that Jacob obeyed his father and his mother and was gone to Paddan. And Esau, seeing that the daughters of Canaan pleased not Isaac, his father, then Esau went to Ishmael and took the wives which he had. Mahalath, the daughter of Ishmael, Abraham's son, the sister of Nebojath, to be his wife. Hallelujah. All right, and that is the end of the Torah portion reading pertaining to the law section only. We're going to go straight to the prophet portion, which is the book of Malachi, chapter 1. And we're going to see that there was an enmity that Yahweh has with Esau, and this enmity is going to be forever. All right, I know that we're kind of getting relaxed and lackadaisical, you know, and us knowing that we Elijah and Yasha'Allah, but we got to remember, you know, at one point in time, when we found out we was Yasha'Allah, and we was like, Esau, Yahweh hate Edomites forever. And then I think what happened was there were some Israelites who came in and they was like a little bit more like calm and relaxed. And they was like, you know what, you know, we have to love everybody as, you know, Yahweh love. And then I think the vibration kind of like died down. The fact of the matter is, this scripture that fired a lot of us up is still in effect. All right. The same scripture to where Yahweh said how he feels about Esau was in effect then, it was in effect now, and it will be in effect in the future. But first, Shaquat, quiet. You're talking louder than Abba. Shaquat, quiet. You're talking louder than Abba. Shh. Shh. Gone. So this scripture is still in effect. So now we go to the book of Malachi, chapter 1. By email, I want you to read that, but I want you to call out. I want you to read loudly. All right, Malachi, chapter 1. All right, everybody get there real quick. We'll go to our screen share. Malachi, chapter 1. All right.
Malachi, chapter 1, verse 1.
Come on.
The burden of the word.
The what?
The burden.
The what?
The burden.
The what?
The burden.
The burden of the word of Yahweh. The burden of the word of Yahweh. Why? Because it's not easy knowing and instructing and doing what Yahweh tells us to do sometimes. Now, his yoke is easy and his burden is light. All right. But at this time, we were murdering prophets. All right. The burden of the word of Yahweh to Yasha'Allah, not the whole world, but to the children of Israel. It don't say to the Bantus. It say to Yasha'Allah by the prophet Malachi. Read.
Verse 2. I have loved you, saith Yahweh. Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother? Saith Yahweh, yet I love Jacob.
Stop. Yahweh said, I love you, Yasha'Allah. And we said to Yahweh, when you love us? We in slavery. We got to pay rent. We got to pay for gas and cars. We got to go to work. Sometimes we don't have everything we need. The police be murdering us. The teachers sometimes don't be nice to us. What you mean you love us, Yahweh? So we just named off the small little things as petty. But we ain't naming off the whole big picture that Yahweh blessed us and gave us the whole world. See, we wouldn't even have been in this situation if our forefathers would have obeyed and did what Yahweh told us to do in the first place. All those little petty things I named off, those things wouldn't have happened if our forefathers would have been obedient. Now watch this. Now we can be obedient today. We can keep Yahweh's commandments today, and then that'll set up our children. If you ever have children, you'll be setting up your children today if you start being obedient for Yahweh tomorrow. Con? That's my favorite part of the song. Okay. I like when they do that. It's so hard. Okay. All right. So Yahweh says, what did he say? He says, was not Esau Jacob's brother? Saith Yahweh. Now, this isn't every Bible on the planet. Unless you got like a Queen James Bible, or you got a perverted version of the Bible. NIV. You know, let's see if this is in NIV. Let's see if this verse, what it says in NIV. Malachi chapter 1, NIV, Blue Letter Bible. Let me see it. All right. Malachi chapter, it might be worse in the NIV. I think it's worse in the NIV. Watch this. So NIV, it reads, Malachi chapter 1, verse 2, it says, I loved you, saith Yahweh, but you ask, how have you loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, declares Yahweh. Yet I love Jacob, but Esau have I hated. Yeah, well, in the NIV, the Most High hates y'all in every, in the NIV, Yahweh says he hated Esau. All right. It definitely said in Hebrew. In the New Living, that's a good one. Hold on. In the Living Translation is different. Living Translation, Malachi chapter 1, Blue Letter Bible. Now, I'm going to say this. I like the Living Bible. All right. I like the Living Bible was the translation I actually grew up on before I learned any KJV. I may have heard KJV, but I actually learned from the Living Bible. So I like the Living Bible, but I can't teach out of it thoroughly because of the difference. Now, if I read Psalms or Proverbs, I think the NIV is great to read Proverbs out of. It's so cool. It makes sense in a lot of ways. But the thing about it is, Proverbs isn't supposed to be easy to read. It's supposed to be riddles to make you think. Okay, but it says what? Malachi chapter 1, it says, I have always loved you, says Yahweh, but you retort, really? How have you loved us? That's different, right? We said that to Yahweh. He's like, really? 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 How you love us? Really? Yahweh replies, this is how I show my love for you. I loved your ancestor Jacob, but rejected your brother Esau. So it don't say he hated, he say he just rejected him. Right. That's interesting. That's fun. All right. We said, really? All right. Let's go back to a portion. Malachi chapter 1, verse 2. All right. Read that by me, man.
Malachi chapter 1, verse 2. I have loved you, saith Yahweh. Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith Yahweh? Yet I love Jacob, and I hated Esau.
And what?
And I hated Esau.
Listen, everybody got to know that. The Bible, he blatantly says, I hated Esau. And if somebody say, well, that's not really what it say. Well, let's go to the Hebrew word. All right, let's go to the Hebrew word. All right. It's shana'ah. All right. That's not seni. You can say it in modern, but this character is sha. This character is not, and this character is ah. Now, what's here in the verse is shana'ah, chaya. Chaya. Oh, that's tha. That's not cha. That's tha. All right, taya. Okay, Salak. That's taya. All right. So the word that's there, it literally means hate. I'm enemies, enemy, foes, hateful. It means to hate a man. It says hate of man, hate of God, hater, one hating, enemy, participle subs. It says to be hated, hater of persons, nations, God, wisdom. There's no way around it. The word shana literally means hate. Shanaf, shot. Oh, wow, that's powerful. Okay, I just learned something. All right, and then it says to hate, whether persons. It means to hate. There's no way around it. Yahweh says he shana Esau. Shana'a. Anya shana'a. Yahweh said, I hate. That's crazy. Let's get back to it. That's not crazy. That's what he said. And it's going to be what it's going to be. Flat out. It's going to be what it's going to be. You know what Esau need to do and all their children? They need to be more repentative than what their father was, because their father wasn't repentative. What their father did was he put the blame off. He cast the blame off, and he said, what? He said, has my brother not deceived me these 2 times? Instead of just being honest, it was like, dang, you know what? I sold my birthright. I sold my birthright. You know what? You right, Abba. He got the blessings. Well, hey, Abba, you got a lesser blessing that I can have? Can I have any kind of blessing? All right, verse 3. Go ahead.
And I hated Esau and laid his mountains and his heritage.
And his what?
His mountains and his heritage.
Yahweh said he hated Esau. He laid his mountains and his heritage to waste. Yahweh said everything that got to do with Esau, I'm against. Everything that got to do with Esau, Yahweh said, I am against. From his mountains, Mount Seir, to his heritage, his children, to waste. For what?
For the dragons of the wilderness.
Come on.
Whereas Edom said, we are impoverished.
Come on.
But we will return and build the desolate places.
And that's exactly what Esau did. Esau, they said, you know what? We're living in the south of Jerusalem. We're living in the south of the Judites. And we're getting the worst of the land. We got the rocky crags. We have to go hunting for them. But you know what? Once these Israelites get sold into captivity, once their power is gone, once Yahweh is not with them, then we're going to go and take them. We're going to take everything they got. We're going to take over the Israelites. And we're going to take their home. We're going to take their name. We're going to take their dress code. We're going to put on black hats and black shirts and black pants. And we're going to call ourselves like a Jew. We're going to call ourselves Jewish because we're not really them. As soon as our brother loses power, then we're going to move into their home. And that's exactly what they did. That's exactly what they did. Go ahead.
Thus saith Yahweh of hosts, they shall build.
So they definitely going to build up. Go ahead.
They shall build, but I will throw down.
Come on.
And they shall call them
the what?
The border of wickedness.
Esau is called the border of wickedness. Go ahead.
And the people against whom Yahweh has indignation forever.
For how long?
Forever.
Yahweh said he has indignation with Esau forever. We can't forget this. Don't get the more that we that social media and all of the the celebrities and stuff are talking about we Israelites, the more they're trying to bring down not only these celebrities, but they're trying to undermine the fact that we are the children of Israel. Salute to IUIC Elder Nate. He was on Comedy Hype News. Did you see that? Are you hip to Comedy Hype News? So Elder Nate was on Comedy Hype News, and we need to find that clip. If anybody can find that clip and put it in here. All right. Zaim. All right. Somebody find that clip. Man, Elder Nate was on Comedy Hype News going in. We are the children of Israel. You know? Yeah, we are. Indignation, to defy, to abhor, to be angry, to be abominable. Yahweh said they shall be the border of wickedness, and Yahweh shall have a defy against Esau forever. Yahweh will abhor Esau forever. Yahweh will be angry with Esau forever. Yahweh will be abominable with Esau. Esau is abominable to Yahweh forever. Some of my best friends are white, but that don't change what Yahweh said about them. That don't mean that I'll be always just like, you know what? God just made us all equal. No, he didn't. He never said that. Because of what their grandparents did to our grandparents, Yahweh says, I am angry with them forever. Yahweh denounces, expresses indignation, be indigent. Look at this. Be abhorrent. Yahweh said what? Curse them forever. Slow to anger, to show indignation forever. Just go to the root word. Zaim. He used hate. He called them the border of wickedness. And he said, Zaim with them forever. Now, it ain't my doing. I didn't do it. I didn't do it. But you know what the issue was? That they weren't afraid. They weren't afraid of murdering the children of Israel. Pursueth blood. They pursued blood. That's exactly. They chased us down and murdered us everywhere we went. We didn't do it. They did it to us. The Most High said, blood shall pursue thee. Since you weren't afraid to pursue and chase down my children, the Most High said, I'm going to make blood pursue after you. It is unlawful for you to murder a person and then think that you're not going to get paid back for that murder. So imagine murdering a whole nation. Imagine murdering a whole nation. Imagine enslaving a whole nation. Imagine using the women for gynecology experiments. Imagine giving the men insufferable diseases to make their skin fall off their body. Not giving them a cure, but injecting them with the disease. That's just a small thing that they do to us. The sister says she thinks this is the link. Okay, it's all right. All right. So imagine these things that Esau's done for centuries. Yahweh says he's going to pay them back for this. I want you to pull the script real quick, Miami. All right. Pull Ezekiel chapter 35 real quick. Now, Yahweh Shai, our master, he tells us to be peaceable with all men. I don't teach nobody to hate anybody. If Yahweh said he hates somebody, then that's his right. He can do that. But Yahweh tells us to love our enemies and to those who despitefully use us. But they don't mean just because he told us that we have to love our enemies that we can't tell who they are, what they did. It don't mean that we don't get to say what he's going to do to them, because he's going to do it. Ezekiel 35, you got that? We're going to see what Yahweh says about the ones who pursued us. So when we're looking at the birth of Jacob and Esau, Esau and Jacob were warring in the womb. And when it was time for the birthright and the blessing to come, and it was supposed to go to the one who Yahweh said it was going to go to. Chapter, what shall I say? I said Esau, 23, 32, 30, what did I say? I don't even remember what I said. I don't even remember what I said. Does anybody remember what chapter what I was talking?
35 or 20?
35. Yeah, 35. Slap that. 35. Slap that. Yeah. All right. Listen. Come on, we'll start at verse of Chud. All right. We'll start at verse of Chud. We're going to read down to about maybe verse 6. Shalom Benatia. Shalom. Now let me hold up for a little bit. Let me minister a little. Maybe. All right. Let's start at verse of Chud, and then I'm going to pull up this book chapter verse so everybody can see it for yourselves. Shabbat shalom, the water for ministering with Abba. Shalom. Abba missed it, you. Okay, so let's do Genesis chapter 35. Ezekiel, the water. Ezekiel chapter 35, and I'm going to pull it up. Ezekiel chapter 35, KJV, Blue Letter Bible. You smell so good. You smell so nice. All right. Yeah. Ezekiel chapter 35. Let's start at verse 1. And everybody should have this. Ezekiel chapter 35, verse of Chud. Let's read. And it reads.
Ezekiel chapter 35, verse 1.
Come on.
Moreover, the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount...
Wait, set thy face for?
Against
Mount Seir.
Mount Seir.
Now remember, everybody. Remember, Seir is what? Seir is Edom. Watch this. Esau is named and is variously named for appropriate reasons. He is called Esau, that is red, so named for the stewing specifically of the red lentil, for the eating of which he lost his birthright. Also, here we go. Also, he was called Edom, which means bloody in Latin, for the ruddiness of his body. Here we go. But Seir, because he was bristly and hairy, for when he was born, he was all hairy as if with hide. Now, why is this important? Because Seir is the mountain of Esau. Seir is Esau's region. And you might have seen Seir in movies like Indiana Jones. Okay. Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. Okay. That's Mount Seir. That's Aldumia. All right. So Esau dwelled in the clefts of the rocks. And here we go. Here's a really good picture. All right. This is Petra. This was in the movie Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. Okay. So Yahweh said he laid Esau's mountains to waste. Okay. Come on, buddy, man.
And prophesy against it.
Prophesy for it.
Against
so
it.
Everything Yahweh is saying is against Esau on here. All right. Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir and prophesy against it. Go ahead.
And say unto it.
Come on.
Thus saith Yahweh Elohim. Behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee.
Wait, I am for thee.
I am against thee.
I am with thee.
I am against thee.
I love you, Mount Seir.
I am against thee.
Come on.
And I will stretch out mine hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate.
Come on.
And will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am Yahweh.
Come on.
Because thou hast had perpetual hatred.
Wait, what kind of hatred?
Perpetual.
What kind of hatred?
Perpetual.
Perpetual. It means everlasting. It means ongoing. It means like a wheel turns. Wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round. The hatred of Esau goes round and round. See? The hatred of Esau goes round and round. That's what perpetual means. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred. Come on.
And has shed the blood of the children of Yasharallah by the force of the sword.
But that's how he got his blessing. See, Esau could have been forceful with the sword, and he could have destroyed the other nations, and he could have been nice to his but he wasn't nice. But Dad Esau, Uncle Esau was mean. Uncle Esau wasn't nice. Esau could have protected us, but he didn't. He was mean. All right, TORAH.
In the time that their iniquity had an end. Therefore,
no, go back. Force with the sword in the time of their calamity. Go back to Israel by force of the sword.
And has shed the blood of the children of Yasharallah by force of the sword.
Come on.
In the time of their calamity.
Come on.
In the time that their iniquity had an end.
Come on.
Therefore, as I live, saith Yahweh Elohim.
So Yahweh said, I put it on myself. You know how people be saying, on God, on God. You ever hear them say that? Don't ever say that, because you're swearing to Yahweh. And what if you're wrong? Don't swear to Yahweh. Don't say on God. Hey, on God, on God. Don't say that. Don't say on God. Don't say that, but not. Yahweh said, yay, yay, nay, nay. But don't swear. Don't say that. Only he can put it on himself. He said, therefore, as I live, saith Yahweh, I what? I will
prepare thee unto blood.
Come on.
And blood shall pursue thee.
Come on.
Saith thou hast not hated.
Sith. That's like saying since. Sith. Sith thou hast not hated blood. Come on.
Even blood shall pursue thee.
Come on.
Thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut off from it him that passeth out, and him that returneth.
Come on.
And I will fill his mountains with his slain men in the hills and in thy valleys, and in all thy rivers shall they fall that are slain with the sword.
Come on.
And I will make thee perpetual desolation, and thy cities shall not return, and ye shall know that I am Yahweh.
Come on.
Because thou hast said, these two nations,
come on,
and these two countries shall be mine. We will pursue it,
possess it.
Whereas Yahweh was there.
See? So they said, what we're going to do is we're going to take our land, and we're going to take the land of the Israelites. We're going to take everybody. We're going to take our land, and we're going to take our brother's land. And that's what our mean Uncle Esau did. Esau was mean, but we be nice. Con, you gonna be nice? Con. All right, verse 11, that's the last part.
Verse 11. Therefore, as I live, saith Yahweh Elohim, I will even do according to thine anger and according to thine envy, which thou hast used out of thy hatred against them, and I will make myself known among them when I have judged thee.
So Yahweh gonna make himself known amongst us when he judges Esau for their wickedness. So let's go back to Malachi. All right. Malachi chapter 4, whereas in Esau said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith Yahweh of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom Yahweh hath indignation forever. I want to do one thing real quick. I'm going to copy paste this word indignation. I'm going to put it right here in the Google search. All right, let's just see real quick. And then I'm going to go to Google image. I'm going to put indignation. Oh, a bunch of Edomites popped up. A bunch of white people popped up in indignation. That's crazy. You put an indignation, a bunch of Gentiles pop up. All right. All right, so let's get this real quick. We're going to get dictionary.com. It says strong displeasure at something considered unjust, offensive, insulting, base. Righteous anger. The word indignation, it boils down to meaning righteous anger. All right. So a righteous anger, Yahweh says he would have towards them forever. All right. Back to Malachi chapter 1, verse 5. Read.
And your eyes shall see, and ye shall say, Yahweh will be magnified from the border of Yashar'Allah.
From the border of Edom.
Yashar'Allah.
From the border of Seir.
Yashar'Allah.
From the border of America.
Yashar'Allah.
Yahweh will be magnified from the border of our people. All right. Now, this next part, the subject is going to switch up. All right. We're going to see that Yahweh is not happy with the Israelites who tell, specifically the Levites, the Israelites who tell other Israelites that they don't have to keep the commandments. Yahweh is not happy with us. All right. So we have to be obedient. We have to keep the Most High's law, statutes, and commandments, and we have to teach others. We have to teach others to keep the Most High's law, statutes, and commandments. All right, forever, for the rest of our lives. Okay. All right, Malachi chapter 1, verse 6, and it reads: "The son honoreth his father, and the servant his master. If I be a father, where is my honor? If I be a master, where is my fear? Saith Yahweh of hosts unto you, O priests that despise my name. And ye say, wherein have we despised thy name? Ye have offered polluted bread upon my altar, and ye say, wherein have we polluted thee? In that ye say, the table of Yahweh is contemptible." Verse 8. "And if ye offer the blind for sacrifice, is it not evil? And if ye offer the lame and the sick, is it not evil?" Now, this is a quick rebuke to people like Malachi Magus, which I call him Malachi Magus. I used to call him Malachi Maccabee, but I don't anymore. And until he returns to the proper teaching, and the reason why I call him that is because he started teaching that sacrifices of Yahweh were added in with the lion pen of the scribe, totally using that verse out of correct context, teaching that we didn't have to do sacrifices. But we clearly see right here that Yahweh was not happy with us for us giving him lame sacrifices, for us giving him blind sacrifices. All right. We are not to offer anything to Yahweh that is sick, that is superfluous. All right. That doesn't have the correct body parts, and that's not perfect. So we can see that Yahweh wasn't displeased with us giving him sacrifices. He was displeased with us giving him trash offerings. That's like somebody make you a plate of food and your lover just throw the plate of food down. Like, hey, Kratzai, you want an apple? Man, here, take the apple. Right? Why would you? I don't want that no more. I don't want that. You want to, here, eat your food. Take some food, eat it. Yahweh don't want that. We shouldn't do that to others. We shouldn't want it. I'm definitely not going to accept it. I'm the person that'll throw it back at you. Don't play with me, because I'll pick up the whole plate, and if you threw it at me, I'm going to throw it back at you. And I'm worthy of respect. You're worthy of respect. You're worthy of respect. So we don't disrespect each other, Con. Okay. So if you don't want it done to you, don't do it to somebody. Especially if you throw it at me and then you turn around and walk away. I'm lobbing it at you like this. And I'm going to try to hit you with it, right? We don't have to accept, and Yahweh didn't accept that. So Yahweh don't want no bad offerings. We shouldn't do that. So Yahweh said, this is what we did to him. But this is just another scripture that just blows that whole vegan doctrine out the water, that Yahweh didn't do sacrifice. Yahweh didn't want sacrifice. Oh, that's a bold-faced lie. Them Negroes can't use none of the Bible, because if they can only use certain verses. All right. Them Negroes is cursed because they're liars. They add to the Bible. Malachi Maccabee cursed, and he taught a whole bunch of people against the Bible. That's sad. Malachi Magus, because the real Malachi Maccabee was a warrior. The real Malachi Maccabee, he fought for the law of Yahweh. He went to war for the law. The real Malachi Maccabee, during the time of the Maccabean Wars, he was the hammer. All right. He fought for the laws of Yahweh, not taught people not to do them. All right. But Malachi Magus is teaching people against the Torah. And if you offer a blind sacrifice, is it not evil? And if you offer the lame and the sick, is it not evil? Offer it now unto the governor and see if he will be pleased with thee. Yahweh say, see, give it to your ruler. See if he'll want it. Give it to the Abba of the house and see if the Abba of the house will want it. Yahweh said, offer now to thy governor. Will he be pleased with thee? Or accept it to thy person, saith Yahweh of hosts. And now I pray thee, now I pray you, beseech Yahweh, that he be gracious unto us. This hath been your means. Will he regard your persons? Hath Yahweh of hosts, who is there even among you, that would shut the doors for naught? Neither do he kindle fire in my altar for naught. That's good. I could use that. I have no pleasure in you, saith Yahweh of hosts, neither will I accept an offering from your hand. So at one point in time where he would accept an offering, he said because of our disobedience, now he wouldn't. Not that he didn't want them, but because of our wickedness and because of our disobedience, he wouldn't. All right. Verse 11. Man, how old are you? Sit up and pay attention. Verse 11, for from the rising of the sun, even unto the going down of the same, my name shall be great amongst the Gentiles. And in every place, incense shall be offered unto my name. So when people tell you Yahweh don't want incense, they don't know what they're talking about. They're going off of Isaiah chapter 1, where Yahweh says, incense is an abomination unto me. That's because we were burning incense unto the Queen of Heaven. But Yahweh gave us the instructions on which incense to burn. So Yahweh do like the smell of frankincense. He does hear it. He does take it as a savory scent. So Yahweh, in the last days and the last times when everything is in order, the smell of sweet incense are going to go up. Yahweh does want incense. He does want sacrifices. He just wants them done the right way. And he wants them done with a broken heart, a broken spirit, and a contrite heart. Not us doing our own way. And in every place incense shall be offered unto my name, and a purge offering. For my name shall be great in the heathen, saith Yahweh of hosts. Shalom. Shalom. And in every place shall be offered unto my name, and a pure offering. See? So don't listen to Malachi Magus. That dude is a heretic. He's a lunatic. He's a non-messianic maniac now. He's teaching a vegan Jesus out of a white boy's book, flat out. All right. Them Negroes over there reading Harry Potter books, trying to prove something out the Bible. The OASP. That's ridiculous. So Yahweh said, the pure offering, for my name shall be great among the heathen. All right, saith Yahweh of hosts. But ye have profaned it, that ye say the table of Yahweh is polluted, and the fruit thereof, even his meat, is contemptible. You see that? And that's what they say. They say, Yahweh, he don't want no sacrifice. You got to be a vegan. You got to be a vegetarian. Look at what Yahweh said about them wicked Negroes. But ye have profaned it, and that ye say the table of Yahweh is polluted, and the fruit thereof, even the meat, is contemptible.
Ye said also, behold, what a weariness it is. Now, the reality of it is, this isn't about Malachi Magus or those other brothers who teach the vegan doctrine. It's really about the Levites who went off and who wasn't teaching correctly. All right. So Yahweh is rebuking the Levites, telling them to get back in order. Okay. Ye said also, behold, what a weariness is it, and ye have snuffed at it, saith Yahweh of hosts, and ye brought that which was torn, and that was lame, and the lame, and the sick. Thus ye brought an offering. Thus ye brought an offering. So Yahweh didn't say we did not bring good animals. We brought bad animals. We brought lame animals. Yahweh said, should I accept this at your hand? Saith Yahweh. No, because that's not what he gave us in the book of Leviticus chapter 11. When he gave us the sacrificial laws, he gave us good laws. All right. When we look at Cain and Abel, they knew the sacrifice. When we look at Noah, Noah knew the sacrifice. And we knew what was good and acceptable to Yahweh, not the decrepit, but the best. Malachi chapter 1, verse 14. But cursed be the deceiver, which hath in his flock a male, and voweth the sacrifice unto Yahweh a corrupt thing. For I am a great king, saith Yahweh of hosts, and my name is dreadful among the heathens. Hallelujah. 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 Yahweh's good. All right, we're going to go to the next book, which is Malachi chapter 2. I think that's crazy, man. It's a brother of Israel running around called Malachi teaching against the Torah and the sacrifices, and the scripture right there cutting the shreds. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. But the scripture cuts us to shreds too. It also shows us what Yahweh expects of us. Okay. So let me focus on I myself. Okay. So let me look at the beam in my own eye. Okay. Am I doing what is pleasing to Yahweh every day? All right. Am I coming up short on my offerings and the things that I could be giving to Yahweh? All right. Am I giving my best on the Shabbat, before the Shabbat? All right. When I go to do my contracts, when I'm going to do my work, am I giving praise, honor, glory, thanks to Yahweh? All right. Am I giving my tithing to Yahweh, whether it be in blessing somebody else back, or, whether it be in, looking out for the impoverished in Yashala? All right. So Yahweh don't want the less. He wants the greater. All right. He wants the best, but he'll take the less. All right. All right. Let's finish up with Malachi chapter 2, and we'll finish this week's Torah portion reading. All right, we'll finish this week's Torah portion reading. Salute to everybody who's dropping them comments and conversating up in the Jones and speaking. Yeah, going from lions to veggie mice. I don't understand that. Daggone veggie mice. I understand in fasting for a little bit. Fasting is good. All right, I'm with fasting. Fasting is good all day. All right, but like the brother said, it went from lions to veggie mice. Man, that's ridiculous. That's crazy. It ain't. I mean, I'm good. I'm done with it. I'm done with it. I can't even feed into it no more, man. No pun intended. I can't feed into it. No pun intended. All right. So Malachi chapter 2. Let's start at verse 1. By your man, go ahead and read down to verse 7, Baba Kusha.
Okay. Malachi chapter 2, verse 1. And now, O ye priests, this commandment is for you. If ye will not hear, and if ye will not lay it to heart, to give glory unto my name, saith Yahweh of hosts, I will even send a curse upon you, and I will curse your blessings. Yea, I have cursed them already.
Yahweh said, you know what? I already did it. I'm going to send a curse upon you. Matter of fact, I'm going to curse you already. Like when the parents say, I should whoop you. Matter of fact, come here. I'm just going to whoop you anyways. Because ye what?
Because ye do not lay it to heart.
Come on.
Behold, I will corrupt your seed.
Come on.
And spread dung upon your faces, even the dung of your solemn feast, and one shall take you away with it.
So this last Thanksgiving just passed, there was dung spread all on the faces of the children of Israel. eating ham. I seen a post of somebody on Facebook. A girl, she had posted a spread of her food. It was 2 big bags of chitlins. 2 big bags of chitlins. That's doo-doo. That's literally doo-doo. So during this time frame of the solemn feasts, when Yasha'Allah was keeping New Moon, the Gentile world Israelites was keeping Thanksgiving and eating abominations. Honey baked ham with a machino cherry on top and some pineapples on it. Honey glazed ham. Oh. Yeah. I got that feeling. Oh. Because I seen that pink flesh. I seen that pink meat. You can't make this stuff up. Yahweh smeared dung on the faces of the children of Israel. But on top of that, the children of Levi literally were eating mud cakes and mud pies over in Haiti. They were literally eating mud pies. Yeah, mixing them up, cooking them, eating dirt. Because they ain't had no food. And they broke Yahweh's commandments. And then they ain't even good sense. You gonna make mud and dirt cakes? So Yahweh really,
How'd that be edible?
I don't know. And then to poop it out. Yeah. But that couldn't be
How
good.
can you swallow it?
I don't know. I don't know. But Yahweh did it to him. All right. So Yahweh said what? Behold, I will corrupt your seeds and spread dung on your faces, even the dung of your solemn feast, and one shall take you away with it. Yahweh said they're going to take you away and they're going to take away your feast days. Verse 4.
And ye shall know that I have sent this commandment unto you, that my covenant might be with Levi.
Might be with Yah. Come on.
Saith Yahweh of hosts.
Read.
My covenant was with him of life and peace, and I gave them to him for the fear wherewith he feared me, and was afraid before my name.
Come on.
The law of truth was in his mouth.
The law of truth was in Levi's mouth. So you got these super silly young men running around talking about Moses only. And y'all might not know of this, man, but these weirdos said that Moses only wrote Genesis chapter 1 and he stopped at verse 29. And the rest of it was made up. But then they still try to use the rest of the Bible to prove their point. Ridiculous. The law of truth was in his mouth. Iniquity was not found in his lips. All right. He walked with peace. He walked with me in peace and equity, and did turn many from iniquity. Verse 7, last verse.
For the priest's lips should keep knowledge.
If you calling yourself a Levite, you shouldn't be doing bad rap music where you're cussing and using profanity. If you calling yourself a Levite and you walking around talking about you don't give a what if somebody like you or not, then you ain't a Levite, homie. You just a person claiming Levite, but you ain't a Levite for real. And I don't mind saying it. I'm not a respecter of persons. For the priest's lips should keep knowledge, and they should seek the law at his mouth. For he is a messenger of Yahweh of hosts. Hallelujah.
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 So Yahweh cuts the children of Yasha'Allah deep and wide. He cuts Esau deep and wide. He rebukes Esau. He rebukes Yah. Yahweh is not a respecter of persons. Yahweh corrects those who he loves. We have to have a higher standard. Okay? We have to have a higher standard of teaching the Torah. Is that you? We have to have a higher standard of teaching the Torah, of teaching the children of Israel, of teaching our nationality, of teaching our culture. All right? And this standard has to be the standard that we've seen from the beginning, that the children of Israel came together on the Shabbat day. We read the Torah. And not only did we read the Torah, we taught the Torah to our children consistently, regularly, without fail. We taught the Torah to our children. All right. Now, As we go through and we read the Torah, we have our last part of the Torah portion, which is also called the gospel. Amen. Now we're going to read the gospel part of the Torah portion. All right. The gospel can be found in the book of Matthew chapter 10. Matthew chapter 10, and we're going to start at verse 21. I told y'all this is a very short Torah portion. But what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to end up, the Most High's will, because I still need to rest too, man. I haven't had much rest. This is supposed to be like a long weekend. I have very little rest, man. And it's like, this like a regular week. It's like a regular, for me, it was, but, yeah, in time. But I'm going to talk to my homie, Crown Royal, and I'm going to rest. All right. All right, Matthew chapter 10, verse 21. All right, go ahead, buddy, man. I'll tell you what, I'll read it and you just catch up with me. Matthew chapter 10, verse 21. And the brother shall deliver the brother to death, and the father the child, and the child shall rise up against their parents and cause them to be put to death. So this is what we've seen with Esau from Malachi all the way back to the gospel. The brother rose up against brother, all right? The father against child. Now, this is something that we're also going to see is happening right now in this time frame. With us knowing that we're the Yaladim Yasha'Allah, with knowing that we're the children of Israel, we're going to be persecuted. The police are going to get called on us. Oh, that's them people that agree with Kyrie Irving. And I don't know if that's the name, how you say it. That's Kyrie Irving? Right. They're going to be people that agree with Kanye West. But nah, we've been saying this before Kanye West and Kyrie Irving was saying it. That we're the children of Israel, that we're the Israelites, we're the Hebrews, that we're the Syrians. Our forefathers were sold into slavery and captivity on slave ships. And we were sold to North, South, Central America, and to the interior of Africa, scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. And that we broke Yahweh's commandments, and that he commanded us to return, but also that he's going to set us back up as the nation that he's going to govern his rulership government under us. That we gonna have the fatness of the earth. We're gonna get in trouble for this. Yahweh Shai prophesied it. Verse 22. And ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake. Look at this. Ain't nobody hating on people for saying Sanini Nanini. What is that? What's that? Saninu Nanini? Sanini Nanini? Sanini Nanini, Sanini Nonini, Sanini Nanini is the name of Yahweh. Sanini Nanini, and you are a Bantu.
For him?
For him. So there's a doctrine that's saying that we're not Israelites, that we're called Sanu, that Yahweh, that we're actually called Bantus, and instead of saying Yahweh, Yahweh is a fake word. This Negro told me, y'all know Noah's Ark on the mountain that's encapsulated in ice? This nigga said Hollywood put that there. I said, what? He said, man, Hollywood made that up. Then he called me nigga like 13 times. And I kept saying that. So I shouldn't have said this nigga said that. So I apologize. I repent. Yeah, I apologize. I apologize. If you're watching, brother, I apologize. This brother said Hollywood put a boat on top of a mountain. I said, Hollywood wasn't even invented yet. So nobody is beefing if you say Sanini Nanini. But if you say Yahweh, if you say Yasha'Allah, it's like, you one of those people. You just say Sanini Nanini, they're like, oh, well, that's just an African belief. I didn't care about that. He was like, ain't nobody persecuting us because we claiming this. I said, ain't nobody persecuting because don't nobody want it. Ain't nobody claiming it because don't nobody want it. So what? Be a Bantu all you want. And I'm going to have to go into that. I probably do that because it just don't make sense. This makes sense. This makes so much sense. It's scary. And then they do all the they did, they said this, they. Who is the they? Who are the days that you claiming? But Yahushua said, and ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake. But he that endureth to the end shall be saved. This is why we stay consistent. We got to endure to the end. Hold on real quick. Let me see if I can find this. Sanini Nanini. I'm sorry. It said Panini. All right. I think it's so ni na ni. I think that's how you spell it. I don't got it down pat yet. I don't got it down pat yet. I'm gonna have to find it, man. Bantu God so ni. Yeah, so nini. Let me see, is that it? What is the real name of God in the Bantu language? Johnny John. Yeah, this was one of the videos that was so nini na nini. Yeah, here we go. So I want y'all to be aware of this. I want y'all to be aware of this so y'all can, you know, so y'all can be on the up when it comes to it. Oh my, is this sa nini na nini? Oh my goodness, a clay pot head that looked like a fire extinguisher with big lips. Just because he got a shofar, that don't make them. Man, I'm telling you, man. The doctrines just be off the hook, man. All right. This the guy that somebody, I think it's a guy that's on Twitter that be talking about it. Everybody, a lot of you. Let me see. Let's see what this is saying.
Here's the name above all names that
the name of now look, it's blatantly spelled out in Hebrew, Yahweh. I said, that's Yahweh. That's Hebrew. He said Hebrew don't exist. Hollywood made that up. Hollywood made up everything. Everybody else that's going over here follows God, Yahweh, Jesus, Yeshua, Elohim, Yah, Allah, Yeshua. But only we are following Sonini, which is spelled Yahweh.
everybody can be saved through is called Sonini. None of the Greek names, Yiddish names that you see there, God, Jesus, and Yahweh, none of them is going to save nobody. So none of them is going to save anybody. Let me just be grammatically correct just for this one. None of those is going to save.
Yeah, you know what? Okay, I'll let y'all have this later. I'm just going to copy and paste it, and then y'all can check it out later. All right. But, yeah, we're going to read the Master Yahweh Shai's words. Here's the link. All right. If you want to learn about the Bantu Tamdam Fukuri, you know, Sanini Nanini. All right. Brother said, wow, that sounds really nice, man. Wow, thank you. Thank you for teaching me that. I'm going to have to get into that. All right. We're going to have to take this ingredients down. The brother said tequila tincture with elderberry chaga. I don't know what chaga is. With elderberries, chaga, and pine nettles. He said medicine and spirit lifter. That sounds wonderful. Yeah, man. If you don't mind, man, send me that ingredients on a messenger or on something, and you know, yeah, help me out, man. I'd like to make that. I never thought about that. Tequila tincture with elderberry. All right. So here's the link for Sanini Nanini. All right. If you want to be a Bantu and you do not want to worship Yahweh, you can worship Sanini Nanini. Yeah, it's time down foolery, man. You know, we can't be blown away with every wind and doctrine. Okay. Stick to the truth. Stick to what you know. Okay. And just because somebody holding a shofar, don't make them an Israelite. Okay. Don't make that there. Just once you look into the Bantu culture, you know, I mean, I told the brother, I was like, man, you know, that's worse than Christianity, Sunday Christianity. You know, at least in Sunday Christianity, they teach you to stick to the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You know. Anywho, let's get back to the Torah. Let's get back to the Torah reading. All right. Anybody got anything? Anybody know anything about that? Want to bring anything out on the Bantu teaching? The brother said, I was destroying all those Negroes. They ain't want to say nothing to me on my page, and they don't got no smoke for me. He said that to me for like 2 days straight until he finally kept calling me nigga, and I got mad. And I was like, I challenge you to an open debate on live. He was like, crickets. Oh, okay. All of that. Okay, brother, I'll take up the challenge. I challenge you. Let's do it. Because Yahweh ain't going to fail me. He ain't going to let me down. Yahweh ain't going to let me down. He never has. All right. Let's get back to it. Matthew chapter 10, verse 22. And ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake, for Yahweh, why Yahweh Shai, not Sanini Nanini. Right? but he that endureth to the end shall be saved. And that's a cold scripture cut right there, man. Because that brother, he kept saying that, you know, ain't nobody bothering us. They ain't bothering us. You know, y'all getting bothered because y'all saying the wrong name. We got peace over here. And I was like, because don't nobody want that. But ain't nobody bothering you because, again, you're not calling on the Father. You're not calling on the Son. You know, maybe in a, you know, maybe a different one. But Yahushua told us that we will be persecuted for his name's sake. So that lets us know we on the right path. But when they persecute you in this city, flee ye into another. For verily I say unto you, ye shall not have gone over all the cities of Israel till the Son of Man be come. All right. So Yahushua tells us now, I do know that there's some people that teach it and they say, you know, they call it the flee doctrine. You know, they teach against us, you know, moving around. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with us moving around. You know, we're going to read down to verse 38. You may. All right, I'm going to read down to verse 38. The disciple is not above his master, nor is the servant above his alahaya. It is enough for the disciple that has that. So like that, it is enough for the disciple that he be as his master and the servant as his Lord. If they have called the master of the house Beelzebub, how much more shall they call them of the house? Wow, that's perfectly on point. Fear them not, therefore, for there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, and hid that shall not be known. What I tell you in darkness, that speak ye in light, and what ye hear in the ear, that preach ye upon the housetop. And fear not them which kill the body, but are able to kill the soul. But rather fear him. Excuse me, let me read that again. And fear not them which kill the body, but are able to kill the soul. But rather fear him that is able to destroy both body and soul in hell. Are not 2 sparrows sold for a farthing? And one of them shall not fall to the ground without your Father. But the very hairs of your heads are all numbered. Another reason I really love this verse is because I don't shave. I don't shave. I don't trim up. I don't edge up. I don't clean up, which is actually destroying. And my beard and my mustache looks very nice. And I don't put a razor to my head. Now, my beard might not look like yours. That's right. My mustache might not look like yours. Yours might be fuller. Yours might be thicker. It might come down way more. But this is mine. This is what Yahweh gave me. And my face is perfect. My face is perfect. My face is beautiful. Yahweh gave me a perfect beard and mustache. I got some spots to where it's light at. But those are just accents. Those are exclamation points. So when people see my beard, they're like, oh man, your beard is, yeah, it's mine. Yeah, I look good, right? And the same way for you. Yahweh has every hair of your head numbered. So who are you to go around cutting and trimming and shaving and trying to make yourself look like something you're not? You want to make your mustache all skinny and you want to be like, I'm just going to edge up my beard a little bit. I got a brother who I love very much. He told me the other day, if I want my beard to grow, I need to shave it. I was like, nah. He was like, I'm telling you, you need to shave it. I'm like, nah. I did that when I was younger. I shaved my beard. It grew back exactly how it was. I shaved it again. It grew back how it was. For me, what Yahweh's given me is perfect. All the hairs of my head are numbered. And that's the same mentality you need to have. It's like when women put weave in their hair. It's like they're putting weave in their hair because they don't think they're pretty enough how they are. But you're more beautiful than that trash that goes in your head. Weave is trash. The human hair comes from human hair that's been sacrificed to idols, East Indian idols, Chinese idols. The plastic or the processed hair comes from squirrel, raccoon, possum. It comes from plastic. It comes from different things that's been mixed together. And also insects do burrow in those hair sets. Women who have weave, they got bugs in their hair on a lot of occasions, especially if they're not well greased and oiled up every day and all that stuff. But the point of it is there are such thing as worm weave. There's weave worms, excuse me. There's such thing as weave worms, and they burrow into the scalp. And that's why a lot of the women, they be doing it. Well, what do you think the itching is? What do you think the itching is coming from? Do you think it's just, oh, my hair itch? No. No. So we be telling our people, you're so beautiful without it. You're more beautiful without it, just like brothers. You're more handsome and you're more comely with your natural, regular beard. All right. So right here, the master, he tells us, and I want you women to remember this. And I want you men to remember this. But the hairs of the very hairs of your head are all numbered. There's no such thing as being more perfect than how you already are. You are perfect in how Yahweh made you, and you don't need to be remade over. You don't need to shave. You don't need to edge up. All right. If you got the George Jefferson hairline, fine. So be it. All right. Now, I don't give my ribs and my family permission to pluck and to wax their eyebrows. You know, if somebody's being rebellious and they want to be disobedient, they're not under my authority, all the other stuff, you know, shame on them. And they want to go and, you know, destroy their face. Even though I'm your husband, I like your face how it is, but you want to destroy it. So you be in vain for who? For who else? Who you be in vain for? Not for me. I don't like it. I don't like thin trip. I like perfect eyebrows, how I made you. That's cool. Verse 30. But the very hairs of your head are all numbered. Fear ye not, therefore, ye are more valuable than many sparrows. Whosoever therefore shall confess before men, whosoever therefore shall confess me before men, him will I confess also before my Father which is in heaven. But whosoever shall deny me before men, him will I also deny before my Father which is in heaven. So this is why I say those guys are in trouble, because they're professing a vegan, vegetarian Yahushai. They're professing a vegan, vegetarian Israelite community. That's a whole nother Christ. And they're denying Hamashiach before men, and they will be denied before the Father. Think not that I am come to send peace upon the earth. I'm not sent to bring peace, but a sword. Let me read that again. Think not I am come to send peace on the earth. I am not come to send peace, but a sword. For I am come to set man, shalom. For I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. A man's foes shall be in his own household. He that loveth his father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. And he that loveth his daughter more than me is not worthy of me. He that taketh not his cross and followeth after me is not worthy of me. Hallelujah. 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 The water Abanawa Yahweh call Atan Nathan la call Hayaladi Mashallah wa Anya, even Anya. Babukusha Salak wa Barak Atayaladium wa Nathan Lanawa Atatawara Balabnawa. And help us to understand the things that you've given and that you've spoken for us, to us, throughout for this time frame, and allowing us to operate as a mashpacha, Masham, Mashiach, Yahushua, the water, Tamyad, Aman. Well, mashpacha, that's it for the Torah portion reading. I don't have anything else to say pertaining to the Torah portion reading right now. I got some books that I want to bring out, that I want to read out of. And I think what I'm going to do is exactly that. I think I'm going to study. And after I finish studying, I'm going to read what I got, what Yahweh gave me. And I'm grateful that everybody who has taken time, Shalom, everybody who has taken time to hear the words of Yahweh, I pray and I petition that you all be lifted up throughout your week, and that your families and that your households will receive the blessings of keeping TORAH, of reading TORAH, of hearing TORAH, of instructing others in TORAH. Now, as we go through the next week, there'll be a new set of Torah instructions, and it goes in a pattern. It doesn't skip around. It goes in a pattern. It goes in a pattern. It goes in a pattern. And I don't like to break that pattern. If anything, I like to bring something more to it. But we stick to the script. Keep it the same. And this way, your Yaladim, they'll hear the Torah, they'll hear the instructions, they'll hear the writings, and they'll grow up in the truth. And as they grow up in the truth, it will be normal for them to understand hearing the instructions of Yahweh. It'll be normal for them to sit down at the table and to give Yahweh time. We get to play the game. I like playing Xbox. I'm not going to stunt. I am a Mortal Kombat champion. I will beat the brakes off of you in Mortal Kombat. When it comes to the Shabbat day, though, it's spiritual warfare. It's spiritual warfare. So with that being said, review the Torah portion. This video isn't very long. If you want to, watch this video again, see the information that was put into it. Ask Yahweh to give you more information. We just learned about heritage, about bloodline, about our family's history. All right. Last week, our grandfather Abraham passed away. All right. Last week, our grandfather Abraham passed away. Our grandmother Sarah passed away. This week, we went into Isaac and Rebekah and their relationship and how they loved each other and how they sported in front of Abimelech. You know, Abimelech was salty because he saw them flirting with each other. We've seen how the Canaanites, how they were rude to our forefathers. I had my own run-in with Canaanites this week, and I was like, man, y'all off. I'm going to follow my power. We also seen how at the time frame of the blessing, which came to us, that's very important, man. We got to know the blessing came to us. When it was time for the blessing to come to us, that our uncle Esau, because Esau is our uncle. He's still our uncle. And the scriptures tell us to not abhor an Edomite. We knew what it was like to be slaves. I know that there's a different breaking down on that, like on not abhorring an Edomite, but I think it's just to say, don't abhor an Edomite. I think it's just because it teaches us to have good character and have good moral character and how to depend in Yahweh, you know, even more. So we seen when it was time for the birthright to come down to our father, Yaquab, that our bad uncle behaved badly and was dishonest. And Yahweh gave the information to the mother, Rebekah. So we've seen a good pattern of how our family operated. When we go into the next week's Torah portion, we're going to go into Leah and Rachel and Jacob's marriage to them. Shalom, Shabbat Shalom.
To honor you and give praises that are due your holiness. Our tongues confess that you are sovereign. Our lives we dedicate to you as an instrument to be used by you to do your will. We freely give and serve till life is through, and be not ashamed to call upon the name of the one true Savior, Yahweh. And as the The earth proclaims that you are sovereign. When mankind finally sees your glory, your majesty, with voices to the sky, with tears feel like, and they all should cry. God is King, and He not ashamed to call upon the name of the